Hey, look! We got graphics and stuff. Is that cool? No. Anyone else think that was cool? Just me then. All right. Anyways,
I
welcome
was
everybody
letting the laugh track play.
to an exciting episode of Weird Libertarians. I am your host Harry. I am sitting here for an exciting episode of us just discussed and talk about the State of the Union address. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Should be fun. No drinking game tonight because I am doing dry February with my wife. We was going to do dry January, but she said that January is just too long of a month, so she wants to do February. So for Black History Month, I'll be doing it dry. Sucks. Anyway, so just like any episode I do not go solo. I always try to bring someone with me. I should probably try to do a solo episode one time, but that ain't gonna happen. I've done one. I hated it. Hated every moment of it. But to bring it around, of course, I can introduce everyone based on seniority. So that being, I think now Paul has probably been on more, but technically years of service on the network has been James. So let's go with James. James, because you also got first. Introduce yourself. Say hi.
What up? Yeah, I'm like episode 3, top 3. The only person that's on there longer than me is Galt. And where's Galt at? Never here. Playing Rocket League.
Yeah, probably played Rocket League. Yeah. Then we also got producer Paul. Producer Paul sitting in his, suite. Look at that. He's got lighting and stuff.
Yeah. Also making their debut. I think my dog is back there chilling.
Yeah, freaked me out at first when I saw her walking around. I was like, "What the hell is that?"
What? Yeah, that's Freya.
Mm-hmm.
She really does not seem to care that we are live.
No, not whatsoever. It's fine. She'll be ready for it. Oh, look. Oh, Rhinehold shows up. Rhinehold is probably, just buying stuff off the Guild Wars. What's wrong? Are you hungover?
I had a 12-hour workday today.
So it's a half a day.
I was up at 6 doing work for a customer in India, and then meetings up until 6:30 tonight. So I'm a little wiped.
That's fine. Luckily, the State of the Union, Joe Biden is known for his being on time. Yeah. So
as you get older, you know what happens.
He will start on time, and he might even end early. Okay, all right. A lot of guys his age end early. All right, so I know.
I'm guessing Vincent's not showing up because he doesn't want nothing to do with this stuff, does he?
No, yeah. He doesn't do this stuff. Yeah. He doesn't do this stuff with us.
Hello, every consonant.
There's a couple vowels in there.
Yeah, he's beyond us with his stances. Oh yeah.
But you are eating into my Guild Wars 2 time, so just letting you know.
Do you just want to play Movie Talk? Is that it? The technically the speech is published.
Your tag, so I can add you as a friend.
Oh, I need to do that. Yeah. I was gonna say technically the speech is published. You could probably just like pre-recorded it.
Oh, I'm sure it's been released already. I mean, they usually release the speech a couple hours before, don't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they already released it. Yeah, so I was saying I kept expecting non-live Rhinehold, not reacting to anyone. Just like, hey, just push play at this point.
I have it pre-recorded for you.
Yeah, and then you got everybody walking in.
Does Marjorie come in with her balloon? I saw that was a thing.
Yeah. Only the best people came
supposed
up.
to be. Yeah, MTG supposed to be coming in with a big white balloon. She's carrying helium in it.
Oh my god!
Which is such a cell phone, and they don't realize it. It's like
it's a cell phone. Complete cell phone.
There were three balloons during Trump, and they didn't even feel it was important enough to tell Trump about it. Right? I mean, How much does that say about your president, dude?
Well, it's a non-issue. It's either you believe we're at war with China or we're not at war with China.
Well, and the
And
other
what are
thing
you
too
going to
is
do?
okay. What was he did exactly what they would have wanted him to do. He jammed the signal. He blew it up. What else did you want the guy to do?
What are you going to do?
Ignore it like Trump did? And they're going to give him shit about it. It's hilarious.
But the other thing, what you're going to do is like, cool, like it's. So what does this king can really do? So he take some photos of things that we actually adequately report on. Sorry, Brian. Is there a drinking game tonight? No, I didn't make a drinking bingo for this one because, like I said at the beginning, I'm doing dry February with my wife. So, or dry berry, or Febu sober, or I don't know, some cool name. So I'm not drinking. I am drinking a Guinness Zero. Guinness Zero.
We call it loser month.
It's not drinking alcohol does not make you a loser. Okay, all right.
Hope not. I haven't had alcohol in years. To be honest with you, I had a beer I think a year or two ago. It's about the worst I've done it. No, I can't say that because one time when we did a show, I did finish off some amaretto. So,
nice. Have you tried the amaretto in Corona? Apparently, it's supposed to taste like a Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm. I told you the recipe for a. Yeah, I was the one that told you that. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a guy on TikTok that does all these crazy combinations, and they taste. It's like this is supposed to taste like a Tootsie Roll, and I'm like, it does. Oh my god, it really does taste like a Tootsie. It was like Kahlua and something. I can't remember what it was now, but
I got the stuff to make it. I just haven't drank it yet because it's like this is gonna be. I'll try it. My first drink back. Let's try the sucker out. All right. Okay. All right. I couldn't remember who told me that. So thanks, Ro. Yeah. Like I said, everyone's coming in. You just missed. Sorry, like I didn't click over. It's like Elizabeth Warren. Because remember, it's only bad if lying's on the other side. But if the other side lies, then we just have to whataboutism lie all the time. So it's perfectly fine.
Well, one side always tells the truth. Yeah, one side always tells the truth. The other side always lies, and which one it is depends on which side you're on.
But are both of the sides guarding a different door? Isn't that the riddle?
Yeah, or the pathway.
I just like that Ted Cruz was whining today about debt, and I'm like, isn't Trump the one who's responsible for a majority of that debt? Shut up.
That's COVID. That was COVID. That's different. That's different debt. That's different debt.
But COVID was just a bad cold to those people. The same people who are complaining about trying to give them a pass on that are the ones saying that we shouldn't have done nothing. It's hilarious. It's like anybody with like 3 brain cells knocking around together can see this stuff, and I'm almost to the point of not even commentating on stuff anymore. Like, I'll just make jokes now because it's too far.
The world is burning. Let's memesturbate. Okay, let's just make memes. The world's burning.
And Daniel, what's his name, is defending. He's like, well, I had some qualms about the rally too, the anti-war rally, which is really a pro-Putin rally, and but I still think that they're doing a good job, and I've expressed my opinions, and they were heard, and I'm like, you know what, nobody. You're such a little gaslighter. Yeah, you ever heard about the Libertarian Party's
oh no,
mess that they're in?
When James was telling me about that, I just kept looking at him like, this isn't real. This didn't really happen. I don't want to believe
you
this.
See the people. What's funny is that they were they had Scott Ritter, and Scott Ritter is a convicted pedophile twice, right? And so they said, okay, he's not going to be with it anymore. And then they said, okay, he's going to be back now because he said if he wasn't going to be there, half of the other speakers were going to leave, and they were all pro-Putin, paid by RT speakers anyway. And
all right, so
they brought him back. And then
guy is up
no. Then Angela
with his jeans on came to the State of Union in jeans.
He's just a camera guy, though.
Sorry, distraction.
So, but the funny thing is that now they put out a
Anyways,
statement
keep going,
today.
sorry.
The Libertarian Party put out a statement today that was all mealy mouth
Mhm.
about, well, there's people there that we may or may not agree with, but we're trying to do something good. So everybody just kind of gives a break, blah, blah, blah. Right.
Mhm.
And then Scott Ritter puts out all these quotes
Mhm.
of emails that Angela sent him saying, we want you there. You're our guy. I hate that this is happening to you. These people are upset with you. I don't get it, And it's just like, quit lying out of your side of your mouth. It's so horrible. She thinks she's being slick, and I'm like, there are politicians who know what to do, how to do this, and you aren't one of them. It's so transparent. I don't get it. The whole thing's imploding. The whole party's imploding. It's when Joshua Smith is the lone voice of reason on the LNC. There's a problem.
Was.
Yeah, it was on the LNC. I mean, he was going to quit anyway. He was looking for a reason, but this gave him one, and he was able to go out with a middle finger to, because they fired Reed, is what happened. Reed Cooley, or I don't know if Reed Cooley quit, and he was Joshua's real, go-to guy for communications, and the guy was horrible. It was like the worst thing ever happened to the party, but he loved him so. But he quit because of the Scott Ritter. So because he quit, that's when Joshua decided to take off too, I guess. Anyway, enough of the party that doesn't count about anything right now. So the other two are up here on the DS today.
Well, like I said,
sorry, that was my rant.
It's fine.
I tried to get OBS to put up a bingo sheet. Like, I was trying to get the bingo sheet up here by my face, and I was like, let me see if I can do that. But it doesn't cross through. But I do have Biden stutters.
You got to put your camera through it and then do it like super, like the
I got
virtual.
Yeah, I got to input.
You can send me the link. You can send me the link, and actually could put it here at the corner and take the logo down.
Yes.
Yeah, Bono's in the house. Yeah.
Hey, Harry, question for you. Are you having some internet issues?
I don't know. I keep thinking it looks like it's happening. Look, it's flickering. I'm trying to.
It's like you're stuttering a lot. And I don't see
right now because
I don't see the other two stuttering, and you're stuttering like crazy.
Yeah.
The video is really just choppy.
Discord. It's like the normal stuff he does, so it's not hard to get a bingo.
It's not hard to get a bingo.
It is definitely not hard for him to get a bingo on this.
I just want to vomit when I see those two. God. Or those two.
Rhinehold's being toxic. Oh, I know what it is.
In a backup or something?
Oh, I've got like 5 RDP windows open.
RDP windows? That usually doesn't take that much out anyway. I was having some problems the other day, and I realized my backup had kicked off, and I was like, oh, well, okay. You pause that for a minute.
Oops. Yes, Brian, only 5. All I need is 5, okay? 5 is all I need.
See, I don't use RDP anymore as much as I use tools that have all of the RDP managers, right? So they have all the servers listed, and you just right click and pop. So
yeah,
sort them out by customer. It's all fun.
Nice. Mm-hmm. These are by personal servers, so a little bit more difficult because they're not. I don't have all that. I don't have Windows Server licenses unless you want to come up off some keys, Rhinehold.
What are they then? If they're not Windows servers.
Windows 10 VMs, all doing things.
That's still licensing. You still have to have them
Just-
licensed, right?
It is not my fault that Microsoft sees all of them as one license. That's not my fault.
Well, no, if you're doing Hyper-V, if you have Hyper-V enabled, you don't have to actually be doing Hyper-V. Just have Hyper-V enabled. You can have like 4 licenses per server. 4 servers. You don't have to have. You can have 1 server, have
What
Hyper-V
about
enabled on it,
chassis?
and you can have 4 servers.
What about chassis that has 4 blades in it?
What's this by? I'm trying to think of how they do it. I think it's by server license. If you buy like 2 server license, or if you get a data center license, you can get like 16 virtual machine, 16 Windows licenses, standard Windows licenses for free.
Sweet. Give me. Give me, Rhinehold. Give me.
Let me pull up my MSDN. Get in trouble for that.
Rhinehold just finds one. Like, hold on, I got some 2016s here. They're holding my desk.
Oh,
up.
you haven't? I still have DVDs of 2003 with the key on them. When I used to actually have a keys. I still remember back when we had Windows NT4 and you just had to type in 111111 with the key.
Just get real.
Everybody was using that key.
Get real upset when the apocalypse happened and we got to load up a server to get something growing. And Rhinehold's only DVD you can find is 2003. It's like, Rhinehold, out of all the servers, we just need 1 server to rock in. All you have is 2003. You want a server or not? Load it
I
up.
bet it works. You still do file services on it. I can throw an Active Directory controller on there and this thing will still work.
Boot it up.
DNS, DHCP, it hasn't changed that much. Really. It might not be the most secure operating system running at the time.
But who's going to hack you in the apocalypse?
That's my plan.
Yeah, I probably have other things to worry about than whether somebody gets in and takes my data.
Yeah.
Still reminded of the Kids in the Hall bit that Dave Foley did with the apocalyptic DJ. That guy, that was so hilarious.
God, that's hilarious.
So funny.
It's not moving.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following
Actually,
senators as members of the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The senator from New
this
York,
is
Mr.
long.
Schumer.
You
The
know,
senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin.
What?
The senator
when this used to be
from
actually
Washington, Ms. Mar-
a
the
respected
senator from
thing,
Michigan,
a
Ms.
respected
Rapido.
body, this
senator
pomp was impressive and people really liked it.
You
But
remember that?
from Wisconsin, Ms.
yeah, I
Baldwin.
remember the days. I remember the old days before Nixon.
The senator from Kentucky, Mr.
I
McConnell.
don't know. Was
The senator from South Dakota, the senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso.
It's like so much stuff happened
see,
because
like,
of Nixon.
I missed
that
you
nobody
playing. I
realizes.
missed you playing the bingo game.
The senator from Iowa,
What?
Ms. Ernst.
Like what?
The senator from Montana.
A good
Mr.
example
Day.
is that the Records Act that everybody's whining about because of Trump and Biden and Pence. That was a act that didn't take effect until 1981. I think 81. It was signed into law in 78, but didn't take effect until 81. So Carter didn't have to deal with it. So, and it was made because Nixon kept saying that all that stuff was his. You can't have this stuff. These are mine. These tapes, all this stuff is mine. And the courts were like, no. So they wrote the Presidential Records Act, 1978, because of that. And that's what's getting everybody in trouble now.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. It's all, if you go back and look at all the stuff that came out of because of that, it's hilarious.
That's the best part of right. Oh, let me show you how who's really to blame. Nixon.
Yeah. He's the one who put the federal speed limit down to 75 or to 55. He's the one that tried to tell everybody they had to have their air conditioners at 68 or 672 or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but he set the temperature and he was trying to do price controls for everything. It was just a mess. He's one of the most liberal, conservative presidents we've ever had.
Hippies revenge.
Oh, jeez. And then he started a drug war just so he could get he could destroy the communities of the hippies and the black people.
Yep. I thought you were going to give us a direct quote from Nixon there for a second.
Oh, I have a direct quote, but it's not from. It's from Nixon's chief of staff. He's like, we knew that they weren't doing any more drugs than anybody else, but if you can disrupt their communities, you don't have to listen to them whining anymore, do you? I'm paraphrasing a little bit,
but yeah.
So when they announced somebody was going to walk the president in,
yeah, Schumer and some other people.
Yeah.
And about like
McCarthy,
3
I think, is there.
nurses.
Yeah.
Remember, he's only a couple years older than Trump. Hey, there's a guy with some hair.
Can you imagine the smell in there, like all the denture cream and whatever else they put on their body?
Denture cream, Bengay.
Vagisil.
Just, oof. Oh, man.
It's like grandma's house, but like, politics. Don't creep her out like that, bro. You know what I mean? You just leaned into her. He's like, hey,
He's trying to get
I'm a
attention.
senator.
He was not a senator. Okay.
Do you know what we do when we go to Geneva for like our world conventions? The prostitution there is out of this world.
Whole room smells like potpourri.
I think it smells like old people farts.
Yep. Yep.
And I know exactly what that's like. Because I'm an old people.
You just sit down one day and go, woof, it's like old people in here. And you look
I've
around.
done that before, yeah. You go, whoa, what was that? Oh, it was me. God damn. Better get to the doctor.
Yeah. Glad I put a window in here.
Because after eating some Indian food or something.
Got it. That's on the no list.
No, it's on the eat every day list. But I'm willing to pay the price.
And Associate Justices of the Supreme Court.
Who's there taking a photo with his whole ass iPad? Look at it. I hope it's an iPad.
It's a boomer.
Hope it's an iPad, not like a laptop bent backwards.
It's a boomer. It's somebody's granddaughter gave it to him.
It takes better pictures because I can actually see them.
Got to get all the formalities in place.
It's a stupid ceremony that doesn't matter anymore because nobody respects any of this stuff anymore.
It matters, Rhinehold, because if you don't, you disrupt the magic, all right, of the room, all right?
And if the magic is disrupted, then the government will fall apart. Go in there and disrupt it.
Exactly. Then we'll have to use the...
When did they put "In God We Trust" up there? I need to find that out. What year they did that?
It
had to be
go after the
40s or
commies.
50s, yeah. McCarthy era. That's when they put it in the
Or it was the Catholics.
pledge.
Go after,
No, the pledge was to go after the Catholics. The "In God We Trust" was to go after the godless commies.
yeah.
Are they going to invite the Alaskan shaman in there? It's like, you all remember him? It's like, it's your boy, the guy that grabbed the fucking podium and ran off with it.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you see Brazil had their own?
Yeah. That wasn't a podium. That's a lectern. Okay. All right. Big difference.
Big difference. He should be invited. It's like he's part of the government now. He managed to like steal it.
He didn't steal it. He moved a lectern 5 feet. Okay.
The hell?
What, the lectern or Jill?
Just the sheen on that dress.
Yeah.
It's like carbano wax, I guess is what
I'm
they used to
sure
call
she
it,
put
right?
that on and said, like, I look
Good.
good.
Well, Biden's so old, it's only movement and shiny objects that get his attention anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like you
That's
gotta.
probably true.
Yeah, but you're assuming that she wants his attention.
God, I guarantee she hates it, bro. It's like Biden's like, I got me some of those gas station pills today. Pacemaker's looking good.
The gas station bill.
The kid at the counter gave me a Red Bull. 26 hours. Let's go.
She reaches into the freezer, grabs an ice cream, and throws it across the room.
Mr. Speaker, the
I'm
president.
gonna smell you so good, girl.
Oh, now the
So
cabinet's
you-
coming. Jesus Christ. Who's the designated get out of jail free card this year, I wonder? Did
I
they
don't
ever
know.
say?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sitting in a bunker somewhere right now just in case somebody blows the place up.
I'm just saying, like, if I was in office, I would request it. Feed them some wings.
I volunteer. I'll be playing some Fortnite while we're watching this thing.
Like, yeah, sit there like while they all dressed up. Like, I'm here with some wings.
I'm in some sweats. I'm playing some Guild Wars 2.
It's probably like some like person no one cares about. Then like the place gets nuked. He's like, it's it, Tommy. It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
It's like let's roll this place with an iron fist. There's no government no more.
What was it like
I
that
am the
TV
law.
show where like it was
Yeah, I
like
was thinking
Designated
about that,
Survivor?
too.
Yeah. Think about
Yes.
that. That could have been what is it? I forgot the guy's name that lost, the Fetterman. The other guy, the Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz.
I'd be surprised if they don't have Santos stuck somewhere in a. He's not the one. He's not the one designated, but they just got him out of the room by telling them that.
Oh yeah, tricked him. God, Rhinehold, that's a pitch that to Netflix. All right, it's like Designated Survivor, but it's this lying politician, right?
It's a redundant statement.
and they keep him convinced that he is the president and give him a bunch of bullshit to do so he doesn't muck up votes.
Yeah, just like Dave, right? Yeah. Pretend the president had a stroke.
Yes, pretend.
I don't wish that on anybody. Oh, you heard about Jerry Lawler, didn't you?
What?
Who?
What?
Jerry Lawler was found face down in a parking lot. Had a blockage. He can't feel the right side of his body, and he can't talk right now.
Oh, sad.
Yep. Sad thing, especially when I start seeing people my age or younger go, and that's really the tough one. It's a slap in the face, like, hey, you might want to do something with your life for once, finally, instead of waiting to start it.
Like most boomers.
When I retire, I can finally have the life I want.
Will you though?
Of course,
Will you though?
you can't make it to your retirement age because you work so hard to get there, and then if you do make it there, you got no energy or desire to do anything except sit in the house all day and not leave.
That's a good point.
She's like, let's go to Hawaii, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't want to leave the house, man. Let me go lay on the couch for a while, then we'll talk.
Can you pick me up a case of Mountain Dew?
Youth is wasted on the young, let me tell you. If we could just age backwards like that, you work your ass off while you're tired and everything, and then you finally retire when you're like 30 or 28 or something like that, and you're just like, all right, now I can live my life.
Just flipped off.
Yeah, it's like maybe Biden is just Benjamin Button. Maybe he's going backwards now. He got to that one point. Now he's going to go backwards. He'll be president for the next, 6 terms.
I finished my beer. Want to go get another one real quick?
I mean, you heard Trump attacking DeSantis today, didn't you?
Rhinehold,
He's
your
a
turn.
groomer. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Call him a groomer.
Well, he had pictures of him as a teacher at a party with a bunch of high school girls, all laying on top of him. It was a drinking party.
There's going to be so much shit posting. Like, it's insane amounts of shit posting.
Well, the thing is, Trump's not going to be doing good because everybody's abandoning him, and they're going to go to DeSantis, and he's going to go batshit crazy trying to win that nomination back. So he's going to throw everything at this guy. It's going to be fun to watch. Meanwhile, Biden will just go through a hardly contested primary. Even though he promised he was only a one-term president. He promised he would not run again.
3 terms.
That was epic rap battles, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And Obama 2 terms.
Yeah. Yeah, Obama versus Mitt Romney. Epic rap battle. That was a good one. I thought the Trump Biden one was actually really good.
Oh, the Trump one was good.
The Trump Biden one was awesome. The Trump Hillary was good. The Trump Biden one was great.
I thought the Trump Biden one fell flat.
You think?
To me, yeah.
Oh man, there was some nasty ones in there.
It's flat.
Talking about there's no open season hunting. There's no hunting season for your dead brother's wife. You know that line was nasty.
Yeah.
We're talking about his family dying in a car wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some rough. There were some rough ones in there, man. It was good.
I like how they cheer this guy despite they fucking see him every day. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, bro.
We get to tell them near the president. We're not supposed to have any kings or revere the leader of the country in any way, but let's have all this pomp around what he says and does.
Exactly.
Might as well be a king.
That's what Trump was so awesome. Everyone hated it. Like you should. Wasn't inviting in places. Oh, we've got the president. Don't want him here. Good. Yes. Yes. Everyone should be like this. Every time. Everyone should be like this.
Come on, Joe. Grope and smell somebody is what I want you to do. So I get off a bingo chart or something.
Go.
Grope or smell. Come on.
I'm shocked. Like we're basically on time. Okay. I'm shocked.
He's doing it up, man. He's got to get, it's late for him.
Yeah, just this little fact, it is. I really I think this is
done with his early bird.
The first speech on time, basically on time.
If people would quit shaking hands with him and let him get to the damn.
Did you see that? He's talking with everybody going down. Then the black guy, I guess, right? Started talking to him, shaking his hand. He looked at him for 1 second, turned the fuck around, started talking to the other old white guy. It's old habits die hard, Joe.
Yeah. I can't say anything about his hairline, so on that one.
Rhinehold.
You know what I'm
saying? We'll get you elected to office. We'll get you stuff more.
I need to get all this stuff back here, put up here.
Did you just embrace the skullet?
Nah, I mean, I got tons of hair back here, man. You just thin that out a little bit. Put it up on top.
Yeah, we're walking. Yep. eventually we'll get some really nice commentary from the speech that's released. We got, but yeah, eventually.
The old farts in there.
Well,
And the young ones are terrible. That's the worst part. If the young ones were coming up and were good and smart and crisp and nailing it, that'd be something. But they're lunatics, man. Bobert and MTG and AOC and all those people. I mean, AOC is probably the sanest one of the whole bunch. And that's saying something.
well, she's a champagne socialist, so yeah, that's pretty sane. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's a like reformed conspiracy theorist. I think I think she's calmed down a lot. I think she can calm down a lot.
Well, yeah,
she's trying to convince people that
she will be
smart and serious.
Very great, stateswoman.
The thing with MTG is she's not in Georgia as often anymore, so she doesn't know where to get meth around DC.
It's really,
but she's going to be the next Pelosi if you don't be careful there.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
yes, she is.
At least we'll have 30 investigations into the Jewish space lasers.
Okay, first off, she didn't say that. Okay, that was a Facebook post where she kind of claimed that lasers were used to set a forest fire, and then she alluded to a bank. A newspaper article alluded to Jewish bank. So she didn't say the word Jewish space lasers.
You heard Joe Rogan today, didn't you?
No.
He said, so why can't I say anything about Jewish people liking money? We don't say anything bad about Italian people liking pizza.
You know what?
I mean, based and red-pilled.
Rhinehold, you should be careful. You will ethnically challenge me, toeing that line. You should be careful.
I'm just repeating what was said.
Italians don't like pizza, though. It's like an American thing.
I know.
I would be all for toeing that line there, but Yee has made it show hey, black people can't be racist. Oh crap! Yee, what did you do to us? You're supposed to say whatever we wanted.
He took away the safeguard.
I know. I could just say I felt comfortable saying any slur I wanted. Now I'm gonna be careful.
Yeah. Well, you can get your practice. You can try to get the AI to AI GPT or whatever to be racist, say racist stuff.
I gotta be careful. I'm singing Indian songs. Gotta check every word first. Can I say that now?
Our First Lady and Second Gentleman, good to see you guys up there. Members of Congress.
I like how you didn't say hi, Hunter. Where's Hunter? Hunter not coming? Hunter not allowed to come?
Well, come on. All right, Hunter's not running for office. Okay, that's not fair.
Hunter's finally decided he's had enough, and he's got a lawyer, and he's started lawsuits this last couple weeks.
Members of the cabinet.
He's just saber rattling. He's just saber rattling. The least thing he wants is discovery.
No, I think he's put lawsuits out already for defamation.
Good luck.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be such a shit show the next couple of years.
Unless he got a lot of stuff classified as it's classified. They got classified. Hey, this is classified. You can't have this anymore. But I don't know. I
think he's suing the owner of the repair shop.
Which I don't know. How can he?
Because he gave somebody else's information to other people, not just to the FBI. He gave it to private citizens. So he took somebody's private information and gave it to somebody else, which is technically you can't do that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But
the owner says he had abandoned it. It was after so many days that it was his, and he could do what he wanted with it. So
you sure can.
We'll see how the laws.
That's how the law is. There is no dude. I can take someone's laptop and just hand it to somebody. There's no law that forces me to erase it, or any shop that do it. There's no law for it.
I think there's a law about being doing service on it. I think so.
Nope. Just like a car. Nope.
He was in.
Nope, just like a car. Drop your car off. I just wanted to. I don't have to clean the car out, make sure your artifacts out of here. I can just sell the car as is. Highest
Yeah, but
bidder.
you don't have personal data in there.
Yes, there could be personal data in it. You know, cards I bought from auction that like got letters back from the original owner. I got everything about
This
them.
time you have a slightly bigger majority, Mr. Leader.
They usually clean that stuff out and throw all that stuff away, don't they?
Now, if you buy from auction, car dealerships
Well,
do
I tell
that.
you what, I want to give special recognition to someone who I think is going to be considered the greatest speaker in the history of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi.
No. Yeah, he's dead in his rights, you know, because there's just no law for it. To like, you have to erase his information.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, people are just scumbags. That's also a reason why when you go to recycle or give any of your information away, it's duty on you to recycle to erase it, or the place you're giving it to is doing the erasing for you.
Giving up. It's a story unique among all nations. We're the only country
shred everything.
that has emerged from every crisis we've ever entered stronger than we got into it.
Are you sure, Joe?
The
Are
what?
you sure?
He's so strong with the drug.
I stand here tonight after we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs. More jobs created in 2 years than any president's created in 4 years because of you.
I doubt those figures. That doesn't sound like
No, they're
figures.
true. They're actually true, but there were a bunch of jobs lost during COVID that just came back because we shut them down.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
and do you get credit for creating a job when mom has to take on a second part-time job because of the inflation?
COVID no longer controls our lives. And 2 years ago, democracy faced.
Remember, COVID doesn't control our lives. Do we have to play the
unbowed and unbroken.
count the mask?
He called COVID the greatest threat since the Civil War. It's like, bro, it's a flu. It's like,
You remember Hitler, dude?
Writing the next chapter of the great American
Greatest.
story of progress
I didn't think about that right on.
worse than Hitler.
America, they do, believe it or not. Actually, I can define it in one word, and I mean this.
Jim Crow.
Possibilities.
That wasn't
We
that
don't
bad,
think
huh?
anything is beyond our
Apparently,
capacity.
clearly, get over it. Get over it.
Possibility.
Get over it.
You know, we're often told
Just
that
walk it
Democrats
off
and
2
Republicans
weeks.
can't work together.
Lord,
Over the past 2
if
years,
Rosa
we've
Parks
proven
would have
the cynics
just
and naysayers
stayed at home
wrong.
for 2 weeks to lower the
Yes.
curve.
We disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times when Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe. It came together to pass
What?
once in a generation infrastructure law, building bridges connecting our nation and our people. We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits. And in fact,
You mean the military? You mean the military who should have some of the best health care in the country, but doesn't?
Where are these
Well-
toxic burn pits? You know, he's like, we got toxic burn pits out there. It's like, what? The guy burning the
I
tire?
got one in my side yard over here. I burn stuff all the time.
No, it was happened over in the sandbox. We exposed, well, not we as you're not, but the United States government exposed a lot of military people to burn pits as they
And
were
my
burning
Republican
things.
friends, if we could work together the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well.
Do you know who they just elected into office?
We could work together. I don't know, but do you want to? Do you?
Yeah, Matt Gaetz is the guy who's going to get it done for you, man.
But I think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the
He's
sake
got
of
the
fighting.
look of someone else to work
Power for
together.
the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict. gets
That's the
us
thing about the
nowhere.
military is that they have free
That's always
health
been
care
my vision of our country,
while
and
you're
I
in the
know it's many of
military.
yours.
It just
To restore the
sucks.
soul of this nation,
It's
to
military
restore the backbone of
doctors.
America's middle class, and to unite the
This
They
is
country.
kept
wanted to
talking
work on my
about.
knees,
We've
and I'm
been
like,
sent here to finish the
I'm
job,
going,
in my
see ya.
view.
I
For
know.
decades, the
I
middle
know.
class has been hollowed out.
Ask like you ask the veterans like, who would you would doctor you receive private in the United States, VA, or go to Mexico? Please rank the three.
My grandfather always went to the VA, but
I thought you could say Mexico.
he always went. He broke his when he broke his hip. That he went to the VA.
Along the way, something
Yeah,
else
my
was
dad
lost.
goes to the VA as well.
Pride, our sense of self-worth.
Does he
And they
want
asked him
to?
when he got there. They asked him,
to make sure our economy
we want to make
works
sure
for
you're as
everyone,
active
so we can all
after you
feel
broke
that
your hip as
pride
you were
in what we
before.
do.
Or what were you know? How active
Build an
were you
economy from the
before? And he
bottom up and the
said,
middle out,
"Well, I broke my hip
not
when
from
I
the
fell
top
while I was
down.
bowling."
Because when the middle
So
class
they were
does
like,
well,
"Okay,
the
we'll
poor
get you."
have a ladder up, and the wealthy still do very well. We all do well. I know a lot of you
Bernie with his
Bernie
mask
shocked.
on.
My dad, but my dad
Bernie
used to
shocked
say,
at his
Joey, a job is
goggles
about a lot more
fucking
than a
up.
paycheck. He really would say this. It's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect.
No, I
It's
know
about
it's the
being able
paycheck,
to look
bro.
your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, folks, so let's look at the results. We're not finished yet by any stretch of the imagination, but unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low. A near record.
Is it though?
A near record unemployment.
Is it?
It is, but what they don't tell you is that they don't count people who aren't looking for a job or who haven't been able to find a job after 6 months or whatever, some period of time.
Yeah, so-
the fastest growth in
so-
40 years.
And it's easy
Like-
to keep the unemployment
lame
rate
mode.
down when you're not letting anybody into the country to take low-paying jobs. So now all these people are taking, Americans have to take these low-paying jobs that they don't want.
Mhm.
For too many decades,
Well, that's how
projects
Trump
exported
inflated his
jobs.
numbers by like
Now, thanks
making
to
sure
what
that
you've
they let
all
people
done,
do
we're
it.
exporting American products.
Biden's not doing any different that way. He's
That's true.
got the same
Yeah,
protection.
the Title
He's got
40
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
immigration rules.
Yeah, once Title 42
Borders are
drops.
all open.
Yeah, you notice like he kept pushing like keeping it like what is it like the emergency powers until after the speech when to get past this.
Brutal war in Ukraine disrupted energy supplies as well as food supplies, blocking all that grain in Ukraine. But
God, let's get that grain back.
right now.
Gotta get
But we
that.
have
Except
more
they
to
agreed to let
do.
the grain flow. The grain hasn't been locked up.
God, when does this
Here at
settle?
home,
Look at
gas prices are
time.
down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is coming down, not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation has fallen every month for the
So,
last 6 months.
You are lying, bro.
so
Like,
inflation
No,
did exist.
he's
Food
technically
inflation
true.
existed.
Over
Food
the
inflation
last
did
2
exist.
years,
You have been lying.
10 million Americans
No,
applied to
it
start new
spiked and now it's
businesses.
coming down. It doesn't mean it's down to where it was before,
And
and it's still
that's-
increasing.
Yeah, inflation is still
At a lower
happening.
rate.
It's just slower.
Starts and small business is an act of hope.
The GDP has actually been increasing
And
too,
Madam
like
Vice President, I wanna
2.5%.
thank
So.
you
Yeah.
Well,
for leading that effort
yeah,
to
it's
ensure
easy
the
to
small
increase
businesses have access to
GDP when
capital
everybody's spending
and the
more.
historic laws we enacted that are going to just come into being. Standing here last year, I shared with you a story of American genius and possibilities.
Oh, dear God.
Semiconductors,
Oh.
small computer chips the size of a fingerprint that power everything.
Elon Musk, come on down.
Cell phones, automobiles, and so much more.
No, remember like when he brought the electric manufacturers in, he snubbed Elon Musk, which I'm okay with.
40% of the world's
But
chips.
California, who's outpacing
In the
everyone
last
else for
several
buying
decades,
electric
we lost
cars,
our edge.
mostly bought Teslas.
We're down to only producing
Yeah,
10%.
but they're trading them in now for other ones because they don't like
They're not. That's not what's
Elon anymore.
happening.
So they're getting rid of them.
That's not what happened.
Today's automobiles need 3,000 chips each of those automobiles. But American automobiles couldn't make enough cars because there weren't enough chips. Car prices went up, people got laid off. So did everything from refrigerators to cell phones. We can never let that happen again. That's why.
Well, you-
we
I'm outlawing viruses.
passed a bipartisan
Yeah,
Chips
I
and
love the
Science
virus.
Act.
You're gonna have to beat like lithium miners in like the middle of the Congo, bro. Like you're just not gonna do that. No one's gonna pay those prices for chips.
Yeah,
I know I've been criticized for saying this, but I'm not changing my view. We're going to make sure the supply chain for America begins in America. The supply chain begins in America.
It's going to begin.
Protectionism.
Yeah.
Oh
How's this
man,
different than what
Yeah.
Trump was saying?
yeah. No, I was about to say, did Trump get actually sworn back in on like March
No, you understand.
30th or
Trump is just Biden's just the Trump. Trump's just Obama. Obama's just Bush, and Bush was just Clinton.
I mean, all across the country. Throughout, not just the coast, but through the middle of the country as well.
But who's on
there's
the
nothing
coast?
new under the sun.
That have announced more than
I haven't heard hardly any new
$300
ideas or anything coming out
billion
of
investment in
Washington for
American
years. I mean,
manufacturing
the only
over the
good
next
thing that I've
few
heard
years.
recently is that the
Outside of
Republicans, who
Columbus,
like
Ohio,
really
Intel's
don't like,
building semiconductor
are
factories
pushing
on
the
1,000
Fair Tax
acres.
Act.
Literally a
The only
field of
bad thing
dreams.
is that they're going to
It's gonna
fuck
create
it up so
10,000
bad that nobody will
jobs,
give it a
that one
chance at some
investment.
point in the future. But at
7,000
least they're
construction
trying.
jobs.
I was getting ready to ask you, like, well, how
Those
bad do they
factories,
butcher?
once
You're
they're
just,
finished,
you're like, no,
they call them
that's
factories.
awful.
Oh no,
Jobs paying
it's
an average of $130,000 a year.
It's not really a fair tax when they got
Many
done
do
with it.
not require a college degree.
I haven't seen what their bill looks like, but the original fair tax was the most progressive tax possible over the income tax and anything else.
Because we work together, these jobs
But it would be considered socialism because you give a pre-bait to everybody. You give them like, here's living expenses. We're just going to give you a check for that every month.
The medium
Well,
businesses, so much
you don't
more
think the
was gonna
Republicans
be
are going to let
needed
that fly, right? So they're going to rip that out of there. Then it's just going to be a regular old sales tax at that point.
and the
Boo.
factories
And that's
are
the
gonna be
most
built.
regressive.
Talk to mayors and governors, Democrats and Republicans, and they'll tell you what this means for their communities. We're seeing these field of dreams transform to the heartland. But to maintain the
It's okay.
strongest
I'm waiting for the
economy in
AI
world,
tax.
we need the best infrastructure in the world. And folks,
But you just signed this big infrastructure bill. Why is the infrastructure
as you
fixed
all
yet?
know,
We're going to have this great, it's going to be great. We're going to put fiber to every house.
we be number
We're
one
going to
in the
increase the,
world in
infrastructure.
Meanwhile,
We've
my
seen
road that I live
13th
off
in the
of is
world.
gravel.
The United States of America, 13th in the
Rhinehold.
world in infrastructure, modern infrastructure.
I thought you'd be
But now
wanting
we're
a
coming
flying
back
car anyways.
because we came together and passed a bipartisan.
I gave
infrastructure
up on
law,
the promise of the
largest
flying car.
investment
We've been
in
lied to by the
President
Jetsons.
Eisenhower's interstate highway system.
I don't want universal income. I want universal basic electricity. Okay. Right.
Already we've funded over
Universal cell
20,000
phone
projects,
coverage, universal
including
cable.
major airports from Boston to Atlanta to Portland. Projects that are going to put thousands of people to work rebuilding our highways, our bridges, our roads, our tunnels, ports, airports, clean
Oh, I
water,
missed it.
high-speed internet.
Fiber to every
all
house,
across
10 times the
America.
cost of everyone else.
Urban, rural, tribal. And folks, we're just
Brian
getting
just like,
started.
just with your sad cloud.
I
You
have
just-
fiber to my house. I'm good. So I have a co-op where I live. So everybody in the area owns a piece of this company. So we get to direct it. We got fiber to our house. I have great internet.
Communist
And when I call
Rhinehold
in and
is
I got a
co-op.
problem, when I call in and I got a problem, since I'm an owner,
I gotta fix
they
it
do what I
myself.
say. They take care of it. Because
Make
I'll vote them
Rhinehold
all
good
out
other
at the next
things.
board meeting. I go to the annual board meetings. I sit there and listen to them and elect people. And
Rhinehold puts on the
Great.
Carhartt. He's like, well, I gotta go out there and fix the generator because the power went out there, and I gotta make sure I get the internet for tonight to play some Paladins. You know, it's like, do you fix your own fiber? That's the thing. Since you own it, you gotta fix it.
They just send you the tools, community fiber tools.
Worth of freight every single day across the Ohio River.
I just think a lot of the things that are infrastructure based should be done as co-ops and not as government controlled.
I went there last month.
Things would get be a lot better off.
Sounds a little commie to me.
I know, it sounds a little socialist, doesn't it? A little Marxist.
Commie. Joe, I'm
Living
trying
in
to
a
eat
commune.
I met a young woman named Sarah.
Uh-oh,
Who's
she's
here
got a
tonight. I don't know
story.
where Sarah is. Is she up in the box? I don't know. Sarah,
Is he in the
how
box?
are you?
Stand up. Oh, wait.
Well, Sarah, for
Who was
30
that?
years,
Yes.
for 30 years, I learned, she told me she'd been a proud member of the Iron Workers Local 44, known as
Come on, Sarah, get down here so I can give you a sniff.
known as the Cowboys in the Sky.
That color needs to stay out there, right?
She's been working on the bridges for 30 years.
Sarah said she can't wait to be 10 stories above the Ohio River building that new bridge. God bless her. That's pride. And that's what we're also building. We're building back pride. Look, we're also replacing poisonous lead pipes that go into 10 million homes in America.
Come get mine out of my house. Let's go. Where's
I'm
that my
sure-
money?
I'm sure those people with those lead pipes don't know anyways.
Every child in America.
Where's my money for that? I'm getting ready to spend $1,000 to have mine replaced. Give me a chunk of money for that.
Tax credit. For a tax
Yeah,
credit.
something. You won't get rid of my student loans. Give me something.
Right,
Oh, you're not going to mention the failure of getting the student loans through, are you, Biden? Huh?
God, these millennials and their student loans, right? Complaining.
Which many thousands are doing across the country. And when we do these projects, and again, I get criticized for this, but I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American. We're going to buy America. Folks.
Are we going to buy American? Are we?
We're going to buy American. Just like all that stuff, all the Nissan is made in America, right?
What you don't like, Jacko crap Chinese transmissions in Nissans?
Democrat and Republican. Not anymore. Tonight, I'm announcing new standards that require all construction materials used in federal infrastructure projects to be made in America.
Oh, no.
Okay, but you don't make the superconductors like those. Those come from Korea.
That doesn't work, bro.
Do we even do steel anymore? I thought that was all China now.
No, like you go up near Cleveland, doesn't really exist there anymore.
Yeah, we make some in Southern Indiana. I think we got a few. We got a few recyclers in Southern Indiana.
Who was it that had the steel?
I don't know if they could come up with the capacity though.
So many of you listening tonight.
They'd have to spin up. So
I know you feel it.
Then you got to find people who actually want to work there. But Title 42 will open up, and we'll get those people in here. We'll get those field structures back.
Too many people have been left behind and treated like they're invisible. Maybe that's you watching from home. Remember the jobs that went away. You remember them, don't you?
Do you remember them? Yeah.
Well, I have them all, and you can't have them.
Without having to move away. Well, that's why I get that. That's why we're building an economy where no one's left behind. Jobs are coming back.
Said Brian.
Oh boy,
he's just trying to. Brian's just listening to us talking about
no worker left behind. Is gonna be just as bad as no child left behind.
Buy American after retag it once it clears customs. That's probably true.
For example, too many of you lay in bed at night like my dad did.
Yeah, the Chinese balloons got great drops. That's all I hear.
Wondering what in God names happens if your spouse
I've played Animal Crossing.
Gets cancer.
I've got a slingshot.
Or your child gets deadly ill. Or something happens to you.
I'm upset that Fetterman doesn't have a hoodie on. I'm upset.
Or you're gonna have to sell the house or try to get a second mortgage on it. I get it.
I really expected it to be like a specially made Carhartt suit.
He gets how hard it is for medical when you have medical issues and you have to spend money. And my last fix, Obamacare, that I was part of getting in place, didn't fix it. So now listen to me fix it this time.
Now I'm really going to fix it.
We pay more for prescription drugs than any.
I mean it now.
On Earth. For example, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. Many of you in this chamber do.
Maybe get rid of the diabetes problem and you won't have to worry about spending money on the diabetes medicine.
To control their diabetes.
Okay, all right. Rhinehold.
He just called the entire floor fat. He's like, many of you in here have diabetes.
I can see you.
You're fat.
You don't do. None of y'all do cardio. Looking at you, Ted Cruz.
No, Ted Cruz eats a lean vegan diet of hikers and teens trying to hook up in Lover's Point.
Ted Cruz is like, it's high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes.
Zodiac killer. Okay, not anymore, but how you going to actually fix it?
Now, like Rhinehold,
price controls, because that always works. It's worked every single time anybody's tried to do price controls.
Many things that we did are only now coming to fruition.
Oh, sweet. Obamacare is probably going to work.
This, and we said we passed the law to do it, but people didn't know because the law didn't take effect until January 1 of this year. We capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare.
Just the old people?
Just seniors on Medicare. That's it. you're not on Medicare, you're
I'm
fucked.
sure you're getting the same calls.
Like I'm pretty sure diabetes is more dangerous for like young people than
millions of other Americans
senior citizens. But
do not or are not on
Pretty
Medicare.
much.
whatever, Joe.
200,000 young people.
Come on, Bernie.
Type 1
Come on,
diabetes,
bro.
disease,
Like
and medicine
it's
from to stay
3
alive.
years, Bernie.
Let's
Maybe
finish
he's
the
got a
job
scare.
this time.
All right.
Let's cap
Here's the thing,
cost for everybody at $35.
All right.
Japanese people have been wearing masks for decades because it's
What
not that
you-
stupid of an idea.
What
We
you
can- we
don't
can
see
probably-
is that the Democratic caucus actually has a muzzle on him.
Big pharma still doesn't
But
do
the
very
thing
well
is,
on
all right,
control.
so we could probably
I
cap
promise
the
you,
cost
we
of
do very
insulin
well.
to $35 if the
This
United
law
States
also-
government
this
just
law also caps
buys
and won't even go into effect
the right to make
until
insulin.
2025.
Just buy it. Just buy it.
Mhm.
Take a loan out and buy it.
Out-of-pocket drug costs for seniors on
Well,
Medicare
it's not called buying; it's called
$2,000.
Buy the rights.
nationalizing. They're going to nationalize
drug costs.
diabetes medicine.
Because you know what?
Right, hold on. I use the word
You all
buy.
know it.
The buyback program.
Many in my
Yes,
family
a
have
buy
cancer.
buy
You know the drugs
Mandatory
can
suggests that
buyback.
actual money is going to be made by
11,
somebody who
14,
currently owns the product.
for the cancer drug.
Right,
Drug
hold on.
prices rise faster than
You
inflation.
were
Drug companies are
making
gonna
me
have to
sound
pay
awful here.
Medicare
All right, so
back
we
the
buy back
difference.
it.
We're finally giving Medicare the power to negotiate drug prices.
But thanks, Brian. Thanks. Now you're on my side. Buy back better.
Bringing down prescription drug costs doesn't just save seniors money, it cuts the federal deficit by billions of dollars,
How?
by hundreds of billions of dollars.
How? Is it an ROI
Because the
thing?
pixie dust takes care
No,
of it.
it cuts the deficit by letting the seniors die
Keep their commitment to the
because of
seniors.
shortages.
Well, guess what?
Hmm.
And how can I do
Instead of
this?
paying $400 or $500
Why,
a month to
I went
pay
out and
15,
found these
that's a
magic
lot of savings for the
beans.
federal government. And by the way,
I
why would
I
they want that?
am upset that he's
Now, some
actually
members here are
cogent
threatening-
tonight.
And I know it's not.
I'm
official
actually
party
upset that
position,
he only cares
I'm
about
not
the
even
boomers,
exaggerating.
bro. Like it's just like I hear like
threatening to
drug
repeal the
costs and
Inflation
like
Reduction Act.
price costs going down for senior
Medicaid,
citizens.
Medicare, old people, yeah.
That's okay. That's fair. As my football coach used to say, lots of luck in your
I
senior
mean,
year.
you only ruined the economy in the first place, you know.
Make no mistake. If you try anything to raise the cost of prescription drugs, I will veto it.
As soon as done, I will veto it. How? How would you veto
Who's gonna raise the price of prescription drugs? I don't understand the whole concept.
How's
Nobody's
Congress doing
making a
that?
law that does that. They're making laws that end up doing that, but they're not making laws that do that.
Look, what you don't understand, he's so old, he remembers Hammurabi's code with like the list of prices for like wool and shit like that, and that's just what he's going off of. He's like, I remember Hammurabi's code.
By the way,
Can't
Price controls,
charge.
it worked so well in the 30s.
and the benefit expires in 2025. So my plea
Oh, yes,
to
sir.
some of you,
Did mine play football? I
let's
don't.
finish the job and
No,
make these
maybe.
savings
Maybe he's
permanent.
good.
Expand coverage of Medicaid.
Yeah, universal Medicaid.
I thought
I
we
see
had
no problem.
Obamacare. We didn't need that.
Oh,
Look at all these old people like clapping super hard, dude. They're like, hell yeah, brother, I get to save my money. Fuck those kids, you know. It's like,
but Rhinehold, a lot of those people who are voting now don't remember any of that. You know, like take like Vosh and Hassan, like those two people there. They're they were in high school. They don't remember any of that.
The devastating aftermath of record floods, droughts, storms, and wildfires from Arizona to Mexico to all the way up to the Canadian border. More timber has been burned, as I've observed from helicopters, than the entire state of Missouri.
what?
Why are you doing this, you crazed bastard?
He just spends his weekends out in helicopters, just flying around, looking at things burning. I can respect that. I can respect the
He
going
has
around and
them
watching
set
stuff
fires
burn.
for his entertainment.
Clearly.
You got to test fighting those fires, right? Let's get some going so you can test.
Pollution and create jobs and
He's
communities.
just in a helicopter checking out burning timber. Like, hey, there's a fire over here. Let's go look at it.
Oh, that was a good freeze right there.
Chase some migrant children into the fire. And then Biden cackled.
You remember how we got gas stations all over the country? You remember when the government came in and mandated that there were gas stations everywhere because there weren't going to be if they didn't do that, right?
No,
I mean, it's the only way to
Rhinehold.
solve
What?
that problem is the government to come in and mandate
Climate crisis
gas
doesn't
stations
care
all
if
over the
you're
place.
in a red or blue state.
I don't know
It's an
if
existential
Rhinehold's
threat.
trolling me and I missed something in history
We have an
class.
obligation not to ourselves, but to our children and grandchildren to
It
confront
might be a little bit of sarcasm on that one.
All right, it's good. Good. I don't know. It's like,
At
man.
last is stepping up to
Just
the
like,
challenge.
what?
The 70s when you had to have your coupons for how much you could buy that week, how much gas you could buy. You push your car into the gas station.
We got to finish the job. We pay
Those
for
were
these
price
investments
controls.
in our future by finally making the wealthiest and biggest corporations begin to pay their fair share.
So, okay. So,
Define fair share.
Define. You're a lawyer. Define it. Oh, sorry.
Look, I'm a capitalist. But pay your fair share. I think a lot of you at home agree with me and many people that you know.
Do that.
The tax system is not fair. It is not fair.
Joe, I did my taxes this year, buddy, and like my child credit was not as high as it used to be. So like, I don't care about the corporation, my dude.
That in 2020, 55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profits and paid zero in federal taxes. Zero.
It sounds like a lie.
Simply
Sounds
not
like
fair.
a lie.
But now, because
No, they
the
do.
law
There's
signs
offsets that you don't have to pay if you do
Right.
things for accounting and things like that. There's accounting tricks they do all the time for that shit. But
Yeah, but
they're the ones
zero-
that wrote those.
Yeah.
They're the ones that created the situation to begin with.
Yeah. But what do you mean by minimum of? But what do you mean they paid zero in federal taxes? It just seems bunk. It seems bunk.
Under my plans, as long as I'm
Either
president,
they either paid it
nobody
beforehand
earning
with
less than
losses
$400,000
or somewhere
will
else.
pay an additional
They just
Or-
moved it. They don't, no one
Nobody-
gets out.
Or
no
it's
one gets out
paid
without
in
paying
hidden
taxes.
taxes that
Well, let's finish
that's
the
a long
job.
story.
There's more to
No one
do.
gets out without paying taxes.
We have to reward work, not just wealth.
Yeah, but the thing is,
That's
companies
my
don't pay
proposal
taxes.
for
The
the
people who
billionaire
buy
minimum
their
tax.
stuff pays the taxes.
There's 1,000 billionaires in America. It's up from
This
about
whole
600
nonsense
in the
of
beginning.
companies paying taxes,
No
they don't.
billionaire should be paying a lower tax rate than a school teacher or firefighter. I mean it. Think about it.
All right. See, that's if someone's making $1 billion a year, Joe. But that's on it.
I know it's on earned income. It's a lower rate on earned income than on actual income. So you wanted to. They're getting taxed twice, and that's not good
Think
enough.
about it.
Yeah.
Have you
They're getting
noticed
taxed on the
people
profit, then they're
just
getting
reporting
taxed on the
profits?
interest from the
Record
profit.
Last year, they made $200 billion in the midst of a global energy crisis.
Oh, man.
I think it's
Terrible.
outrageous. Why? They invested too little of that profit to increase domestic production. And when I talk to a couple of them, they say, "We're
How
afraid
can
you're
they
gonna shut down all
increase
the oil
domestic
wells,
production when
all
you've
oil
pulled all
refineries
the
and
permits
twice the
that would
investment.
allow them to increase
We're gonna
domestic
oil
production?
for at least another decade. And that's going to exceed
That's quitter talk, Paul.
and beyond that. We're going to need it. Production.
Yeah, they're laughing at him about that one.
If
I
they
thought you were
had,
going
in fact,
electric.
invested in the production to keep
I thought you were going
gas
electric.
That's
prices
why
down.
he was just saying that,
They use
that
record
they didn't do it
profits to buy
because
back
I said
their
we're
own
going to get
stock.
rid of using
More than the
gas.
CEOs and
So why would we
shareholders.
put money into it?
Corporations
Yeah, it's a
ought to
bad
do the right
investment.
thing.
Yeah.
That's why I propose we quadruple the tax on corporate stock buybacks and encourage long-term investments.
Quadruple.
They'll still make
On
considerable
corporate
profits.
stock buyback. So they want corporations to be privately owned anymore.
Let's finish
Once
the
you go
job
public,
and
you gotta
close
stay
the
public.
loopholes that allow
That's all that
people to
does.
avoid paying their taxes. Instead of cutting the number of audits for wealthy taxpayers,
Or they're just going to
the
make
law
shell
reduced the
companies and just
deficit
buy
by
themselves to
$114
private.
billion by cracking down on wealthy.
Just own all the
tax
stock.
Yeah.
cheats.
Or
That's
keep it
being
public,
but
own all the stock.
responsible.
Divest all of the assets to a non-public
In
company.
the last 2
Mhm.
years,
Or to a company that doesn't
my
isn't headquartered in the
administration
United
cut the
States.
deficit by more than
Yeah.
$1.7 trillion. The largest
Yep.
deficit reduction in American history.
Yep. Or
Under the previous
your
administration,
company's worth nothing,
America's
quadruple if
deficit went
nothing
up
is.
4 years in a row.
It's very easy.
Because those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt in any 4 years than my predecessor. Nearly 25% of the entire national debt that took over 200 years to accumulate was added by just one administration alone, the last one. They're the facts.
Where the Democrats were in control of the House and the Senate.
But
check it out.
But
how did Congress respond to that debt? They did the right thing. They lifted the debt ceiling 3 times without preconditions or crisis. They paid American bills.
Yeah, Republicans are really kind of complaining about this stuff.
So tonight I'm asking
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he's speaking facts right now.
It absolutely is correct. But it's not like it's not the president can just do that. Congress still
he's not in charge of all that stuff. Congress is in charge of it, and Congress was run by Democrats at the time.
Correct.
But we also had a global pandemic that happened too. So yeah, but
instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority. Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't vote. Well, I'm glad to see you. No, I tell you, I enjoy conversion.
can you imagine him doing this stuff during other presidents' State of the Union?
Yeah, remember like the
Going back like
ULI?
that. How much trouble did the guy get into, the Joe the plumber guy or whatever? Or I don't remember what it was, but somebody yelled something. Oh, somebody called somebody a liar during the State of the Union.
They yelled ULI.
Got kind of crap. Now listen to them. They don't care anymore.
No. We're 4 years from caning. 4 years from a caning.
The idea is that we're not going to be moved into being threatened to default on the debt if we don't respond, folks. So, folks, as we all apparently agree, Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not to be stopped. All right.
You got them to publicly state it. Oh, that's good. We'll see how long that lasts. Of course, you can't fix a deficit without doing something about it, but that's okay. We'll just ignore that part.
Social Security and Medicare are a lifeline for millions of seniors. Americans have to pay into them from the very first paycheck they started. So tonight,
have to. Maybe they didn't have to.
We are. Let's stand up for seniors.
The 10th time he's like went to bat for boomers. Like the 10th time, he's just like, yeah, these old people.
We will not cut Social Security. We will not cut Medicare. Those benefits belong.
We will suck the blood from the young and live in mortality like we're vampires.
Just like every generation before us.
I'll stop them. I'll veto it.
I don't know. Gen Z and millennials probably just go out the door like, nah, bro, we got these self-delete cabinets.
like if you were like a millennial or Gen Z, why would you care like whatever he's saying? Because like none of this applies to you. You know what I mean? Like zero of this applies. The medicine, the Social Security.
Oh, it does apply because they're the ones that are going to be paying for it. We're buying.
Right, so I'm for legalizing.
We're buying comfort on the backs of our grandkids having to pay for it, and they're just going to do the same thing to their grandkids.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
I don't know, man.
The plan I'm going to show you is going to cut the deficit by another $2 trillion.
Millennials and Gen Z,
Medicare, or Social Security. In fact,
they like self-deletion.
The beatings will continue until
at least 2 decades.
Don't fret them.
The beatings will continue until morale improves. Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yep.
We'll not raise tax on anyone making under 400 grand, but we'll pay for it the way we talked about by making sure that the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share. Look,
and pass it on to the poor people.
Here's the deal.
And higher prices.
They aren't just taking advantage of the tax code. They're taking advantage of you, the American consumer. Here's my message to all of you out there. I have your back. We're already preventing Americans from receiving surprise medical bills, stopping $1 billion surprise bills per month so far. We're protecting.
How are they doing that, Rhinehold?
Famous idea.
Cracking down the nursing homes that commit fraud.
Probably just Medicaid stuff.
Patient safety, prescribe drugs that are not needed.
We'd have to get Brian on here to explain that to us.
Because they can finally get a hearing aid over the counter without a prescription. Look,
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you got a,
I do.
you can buy a
100% with that one.
you can get a non-medical hearing aid far cheaper than a medical hearing aid. Just like the glucose meter. Like I kept my wife's mother, my mother-in-law, right? She wants to get one of those digital meters, like before her insurance. It's expensive, but I go like, here, look, you can get one from the gym, $30 a month. Slap it in. It's non-medical, but it does the exact same thing.
My wife's hearing aids cost $5,000. This is before we still had to have a prescription, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it turns out. Because I'm sure that
You could
I mean
find a
Apple already has
non-prescription.
pods, right? So those buds and pods and things. How long does to make that just a hearing aid? You know.
There are ones that are out there like that. You can buy ones that will enhance your hearing, but they're non-medical.
Right. Well, she needs medical grade because she.
Oh no, they're non-medical, but but they're just they're almost sold as spy tools, but they work the exact same thing. Look it up; it's pretty neat.
We reduced exorbitant bank overdrafts by saving consumers more than $1 billion a year. We're cutting credit card late fees by 75% from $30 to $8.
And how do you have the power to do that?
Look, junk fees.
Don't use credit cards. Listen, if you get late fees on a credit card, you can't use the credit card. It's okay. You can't use the credit card.
Don't use credit card to go buy McDonald's and end up paying 30% interest on that stupid McDonald's at Big Mac.
Don't use a credit card, which is fine. 90% of Americans can't use credit cards. Don't use them.
It's called the Junk Fee Prevention Act. We're going to ban surprise resort fees that hotels charge on your bill.
Oh, now they're spitting to me.
Up to $90 a night in hotels that aren't even resorts.
Exactly. Thank you. Finally, Joe. Yeah. We're talking about get those resort fees.
The cable, internet, and cell phone companies can charge you $200 or more if you decide to switch to another provider. Give me a break. We can stop.
I have a question. I'm looking through the Constitution that I have here in front of me, and I'm trying to figure out where the power to do this comes from.
Somewhere in the back. We've added some amendments.
Let's see. Did I miss a footnote, or do I have not the latest version? Yeah, there have been some rewrites.
Yeah, we're on update 8 now.
Does Joe know that like internet providers are usually monopolies? Like you can't just go change from Comcast if it's the only thing in your town. You know what I mean?
Well, who made them a monopoly?
But hey, they're not going to charge you anymore.
Meanwhile, I switched from Verizon to Mint Mobile and saved a ton of money.
We're beginning to restore the dignity of work.
You too.
For example,
Ryan Reynolds is not going to come to your house and shower.
Until 2 years ago.
I don't care. I'm paying a third of what I was paying. I'm happy. I don't ever have to see Ryan Reynolds.
$30 million. So a cashier at a burger place can't walk across town and take the same job at another burger place and make a few bucks more. It just changed.
What?
But they just changed it because we exposed it. That was part of the deal, guys. Look it up. But not anymore. We're banning those agreements so companies have to compete for workers and pay them what they're worth.
Why are the Republicans against that again? I don't understand.
This is bound to get a response from my friends on my left but the right. I'm so sick and tired of companies breaking the law by preventing workers from organizing. Pass the PRO Act. Because business have a right. Workers have a right to form a union.
Unions.
All workers have a living wage.
I'm not a member of a union. I will probably never be one, but they shouldn't be illegal.
Family medical leave. Affordable child care.
But they shouldn't be allowed to gang press the people that don't want to be a
No,
member.
yeah, it shouldn't be. If you don't want to be a member of the union, you can't work there type thing. That's the stupidest. That's the bad part. It should be free organization, not forced organization.
Well, the owner of the business should, like, if he just wants to hire people from the union, he should also be able to do that if he wants to.
We increase economic growth. So let's finish the job and get more families access to affordable quality housing. Let's get seniors who want to stay in their homes the care they need to do so. Let's give more breathing room to millions of family caregivers looking after their loved ones. Pass my plan so we get seniors and people with disabilities the home care and services they need.
More seniors.
And
So
support.
Now,
we
how
have
are
a
you paying
house.
for all this again? And you're going to cut the deficit. You're going to not touch Social Security and Medicaid. You're going to pay all this money out to all these people to make them happy and their life better.
Well, beyond that,
How are you doing that?
beyond that,
Print machine go brr.
we have a housing crisis where we have skyrocketing house prices, and it's due in large we have up until the last couple of months.
Jill, my wife,
It's going down fast. It's
Well, yes,
janky.
because the payments have tripled on a doubling of interest rates. But
wait till you're in a home that's only worth a third of what you paid for it because you had to buy it in the top of the market.
Economic competition of 21st.
And you can't
well,
afford the payments
that's
anymore.
where I point and laugh, because even if it goes down by 60%, my house is still worth more than I bought it for.
Well, and the same with cars right now. People are going to be screwed in cars. They're upside down, way over upside down on some of these vehicles.
But
And they're just going to let them get repoed to save the.
But we're going to pay to keep seniors like Nan, who's living out of 2 rooms in her 4-bedroom house, and by the way, she sleeps in the downstairs living room because she can't go upstairs anymore. And we're going to pay to keep somebody going in there to keep her living in that place. Like, no, it's time to downsize.
And connect students to career opportunities starting in high school.
When you protect people from those choices that they should make for themselves, you know,
it warps the market.
Yep.
Paul's like, and that's when I swoop in like the slumlord I am, and I take it from Nan and.
Yeah, don't fucking call me a slumlord.
Get him, Paul.
Hey,
no. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And we were shutting down everything.
Paul said you're on thin ice.
Let's recognize how far we came in the fight against the pandemic itself.
I don't know what the hell's going on with
Well,
that.
the virus is not gone.
I don't know what
Thanks to
that
the
is.
resilience of the American people and the ingenuity of medicine.
It's my heart with Paul's anger. I'm like,
Yeah. One word, Santa, Rhinehold. Santa.
Our country, we opened our country back up, and soon we'll end the public health emergency. But that's called a public health emergency. But we'll remember the toll and pain that's never going to go away. More than 1 million Americans lost their lives to COVID. 1 million. Families grieving, children orphaned, empty chairs at the dining room table constantly reminding you that she used to sit there. Remembering them, we remain vigilant. We still need to monitor dozens of variants and support new vaccines and treatments. So Congress needs to fund these efforts and keep America safe.
Oh, good.
And as we
Keep giving money to
emerge
Pfizer.
stronger, we're also got to double down on prosecuting criminals who stole relief money meant to keep workers and small businesses afloat.
whoa, Joe, like you gave me the money, bro. Like, let's be real. You gave me the money.
Yeah, define stole.
Before I came to office, you remember, during that campaign, the big issue was about inspector generals who would protect taxpayers' dollars who were sidelined. They were fired. Many people said we don't need them. And fraud became rampant. Last year, I told you the watchdogs are back. Since then, we've recovered billions of taxpayers' dollars. Now let's triple the anti-fraud strike force going after these criminals, double the statute of limitations on these crimes, and crack down on identity fraud by criminal syndicates stealing billions of dollars from the American people.
I feel like he's mad because he got ransomware once, and he's like, "Let me show you. I'm gonna double these statute of limitations." I had Candy Crush on there. I had like high scores on it. I couldn't get it.
Look. Left
you know, it's an absolute damn shame that,
like
you know, somebody on that stage spent 40, 50, 60 years of their existence on this earth building up
safety
a
depends on
system
public
that
trust, as
wasn't
all of us
supposed to
know.
be used as a
But too
single
often that trust
point
is
of
violated.
identification into a
Joining us
massive
tonight are the
network
parents
centered on
of
a
Tyree Nichols.
like few
Welcome.
digits that are assigned to you near your birth. You know,
Paul, do you think he's going to mention student loan debt? You think he's
He just
mentions that
mentioned
little-
student loan stuff just a minute ago, but he didn't go into the debt part too
I
much.
wonder
Yeah,
what. I
kind
wonder
of.
what.
He kind of just
Skirted that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, helping young people. What? I got the boomers. Me and my boys.
There's no words to describe the heartache or grief of losing a child. But imagine if you lost that child at the hands of the law. Imagine having to worry whether your son or daughter came home from walking down the street, playing in the park, or just driving a car.
Imagine
Most
there's
of
no
us in
heaven.
here
Imagine there's no.
have never
Oh,
had
sorry.
to have the talk.
It's easy if you try.
The talk that brown and black parents have had to have with their children. Bo, Hunter, Ashley, my children. I never had to have the talk with them. I never had to tell them if a police
You
officer
probably
pulled me
should
over,
have, bro. Your kid's
your
kind of
interior lights
a little
on
bit
right away.
crazy.
Don't reach
Bo
for your
didn't.
license.
Bo's fine.
Keep your hands
Yeah,
on the
Bo-
steering
yeah.
wheel.
Well, for what we know, for what we
Imagine
know.
having to worry like that every single time your kid got in a car. Here's what Tyree's mother shared with me when I spoke to her. When I asked her how she finds the courage to carry on and speak out. The faith of God, she said her son was, quote, a beautiful soul, and something good will come of this. Imagine how much courage and character that takes. It's up to us, to all of us.
You
We
gonna
all want the
disband the
same
police?
thing.
Because that's the best way to
Neighborhoods
do
free
it.
of violence. Law enforcement earns the community's trust. Just as every cop, when they pin on that badge in the morning, has a right to be able to go home at night, so does everybody else out there.
That's for the police union.
Our children have a right to come home safely.
damn. Shame that we can't find who's responsible for the 40 years of bad drug war policy.
Gosh, it's a shame. It's a shame there, Paul. I wish we had someone who was like in office during that time that, you know, we could almost put a finger on that senator.
We know we ask them in many cases to do too much to be counselors, social workers,
Almost if.
psychologists, responding to drug overdoses, mental health crises, and so much more. In one sense, we ask much too much of them. I know most cops and their families are good, decent, honorable people, the vast majority.
Something 60%, something domestic abuse, something. You know?
Not saying there's a lot of domestic abuse, but like there's a lot of falling downstairs.
Now. There's a lot of things going around about 40% of cops beating their wives, and that's wrong. 40% of cops' wives admit that their husbands beat them.
Hold them to higher standards. Help them succeed in keeping us safe.
That's a good one there, Paul.
We also need more first responders
Of
and
a bad
professionals to address
topic.
the growing mental health
Which is
and
not funny.
substance abuse challenges. More resources, reduce violent crime and gun crime.
Replacing all the police cars with tanks and arming them with further than arming the social. Yeah, are we taking the armored tanks and stuff back from the cops, like the Bearcats? Can we remove the Bearcats?
Can help prevent violence in the first place.
You gonna get rid of no-knock
Police
raids, which is
officers-
like the biggest problem of that at all?
Police department
can we get rid of
violate
no-knock
public
raids?
trust. They must be held accountable.
Speaking of no knock,
With the support,
can we track down that noise?
with the support
What noise?
of the families of victims.
Have you stopped hearing the
Law enforcement.
tap, tap, tap,
Sign
tap?
an executive order for all federal officers, banning chokeholds, restricting no-knock warrants, and other key elements of the George Floyd Act.
Yeah, clearly.
Let's commit ourselves to make the word.
I don't
of
want a
Charles
George
Mom
Floyd.
true.
Can we have what happened to Breonna
Something
Taylor
good
rule?
must
Stop the
come
no-knock
from this.
raids.
Something good.
Why are we deifying George Floyd?
And all of us,
The patron saint.
all of us.
Wasn't he responsible for like all that shit though?
It's
Like
difficult, but it's
straight
simple.
out.
all of us in the chamber.
Yeah. If anyone
We
else is here,
rise to this moment.
him and his cop buddy behind
We
him.
can't turn away. Let's do what we know in our hearts that we need to do. Let's come together to finish the job on police reform. Do something. Do something.
But isn't that a local
That
state
was the
thing,
plea
though?
of parents who lost their children in Uvalde. I met with
Like
every
police
one of them.
departments aren't even like
Do something
they're
about gun
basically
violence.
chartered by a city. They're not even
Thank God.
constitutional.
Yeah.
So
Thank God we did. Passing the most sweeping gun safety law in 3 decades. That includes things like that the majority of responsible gun owners already support. Enhanced background checks for 18 to 21 years old. Red flag laws, keeping guns out of the hands of people who are a danger to themselves and others. But we know our work is not done. Joining us tonight is Brandon Say, a 26-year-old hero. Brandon put his college dreams on hold to be at his mom's side. His mom's side when she was dying from cancer.
you know, he was Asian. I thought he was gonna bring up he's a rooftop Korean. I'm like, Joe, come on, bro. He's like, yeah, he just blasting.
Brandon now works at the dance studio started by his grandparents. And 2 weeks ago, during the Lunar New Year celebrations, he heard the studio door close. And he saw a man standing there pointing a semi-automatic pistol at him.
I really hate the phrase semi-automatic pistol.
But he thought about the people inside. And in that instant, he found the courage to act and wrestle the semi-automatic pistol away from the gunman who had already killed 11 people in another dance studio. 11. He saved lives. It's time we do the same. Ban assault weapons now. Ban them now.
He had a semi-auto pistol. Ergo, ban assault weapons.
It's assault pistol.
In 1994.
We did this in 94.
That ban was law, mass shootings went down. After we let it expire in the Republican administration, mass shootings tripled. Let's finish the job.
All violence,
Assault weapons.
all violence went
Let's also
down.
come
What?
together on
All
immigration.
right, so the Republican administration
Make
of
it a
96?
bipartisan issue once
So-
again.
Really?
But no, like, he's ignoring the fact that violence across the board went down from the early 90s through the mid 2000s.
All I'm saying is there was a mass shooting in the 90s in Reno. And this-
We've launched a new border plan last month. Unlawful
You're
migration
going to a
from
high
Cuba,
school and doom
Haiti,
music starts to
Nicaragua,
play.
and
It's like,
Venezuela
hey,
has come
you know.
down 97% as a consequence of that. But American border problems won't be fixed until Congress acts. If we don't pass my comprehensive immigration reform, at least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border.
How about Manifest Destiny
And a
2.0?
pathway to citizenship for dreamers. Those on temporary
The
status,
border is a lot
farm
easier to
workers,
close on
essential
the
workers.
southern tip of Mexico.
Here in
Just
the
saying.
people's house.
Manifest Destiny
It's our
2.0.
duty to protect all the people's rights and freedoms.
From ice cap to ice cap.
Congress must restore the right and the Congress must restore the right that was taken away in Roe v. Wade and protect Roe v. Wade. Give every woman a constitutional right. The Vice President and I are doing everything.
Damn, it's a shame you guys didn't have fucking months to do that.
Yeah, to do that, just to, put something together, put it past it.
Make no mistake about it. If Congress passes a national ban, I will veto it. But let's also pass.
Another thing that isn't going to happen while you guys still have the Senate.
LGBTQ Americans, especially transgender young people, can live with safety and dignity. Our strength.
What the fuck's with that dress?
Not just the example of our power, but the power
We
of
got
our
the State of
example.
Union at 9, but you got to be
Let's
on Beauty
remember
and the
the
Beast at
world's
11.
watching. I spoke in this chamber 1 year ago, just days after Vladimir Putin unleashed his brutal attack against Ukraine. A murderous assault evoking images of death and destruction
Some would call it a
Europe
war.
suffered in World War II. Putin's invasion has been a test for the ages, test for America, test for the world.
Yeah, Europe's
Would
failing.
we stand for the most basic of principles? Would we stand for sovereignty? We stand for the right of people to live free of tyranny? Would we
So you're
stand
going
for the
to
defense of
recognize Taiwan,
democracy?
right? You're going to recognize
For
Taiwan?
self-defense
Yeah,
matters to
call
us
Taiwan a
because it
country.
keeps peace
Dare you?
and
How about
Dare you?
Palestine?
Oh yeah.
Do it, Joe.
Whoa,
Do
whoa,
it, Joe.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Taiwan's a stretch. Palestine's not even.
We know the answer. Yes, we would.
Rhino's
and
going for the
we
moon.
did. We did. And together, we did what America always does at our best.
Your best
We
bet for
led.
Palestine was Trump.
We united
Okay,
NATO.
just messing
We
up.
built a global coalition. We stood against Putin's
Just
aggression.
mishandling it so bad.
We stood with the Ukrainian people.
Remember when we
tonight.
said that we're worried of what would happen if somebody like Trump got in but was actually competent at what he was trying to do?
Oh, yeah.
Ambassador,
His name's DeSantis.
our ambassador is here. United
DeSantis
up, we're
isn't going
united in
nowhere.
support of your country.
He likes Florida.
Yeah, he's gonna
He
get
likes
he's gonna
Florida.
get the nomination.
He likes Florida.
Thank you.
Besides, if civil war happens, I want to be there. Where
We're going to stand with you as long as it takes.
is this guy wearing his hat inside? Oh.
I give Biden credit for one thing.
Our nation's working for
He's
more
been
freedom, more
urging
dignity,
people
more
behind the
peace,
scenes
not just in Europe, but everywhere.
to
Before
help
I came to
Iraq
office, the story was
privately.
about how the People's
Private
Republic of
organizations
China
going over and
increasing
doing
its
stuff,
power.
all kinds. You know, he's been
America's
big
failing
on
the
that.
world.
So hey, you know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it private. That's what I'm saying.
So
We made clear,
mercenaries?
and I made in my
Yeah.
personal conversation
Yeah,
with
get-
you.
Mercenaries, aid, that sort of thing.
that we seek
With his Roth
competition,
IRA is
not
probably all
conflict.
into. Oh.
But I will make no apologies that we're investing to make America stronger. Investing in American innovation and industries will define the future that China intends to be dominating. Investing in our alliances and working with our allies to protect advanced technologies so they will not be used against us.
China will no longer do gender reveal parties and send their stupid balloons in my yard. Like, I swear to God.
Today, we're in the strongest position in decades to compete with China or anyone else in the world.
Are we?
Anyone else in the world.
Are we?
And I'm committed.
Are we actually strong to compete, or are they just all crap? Because I don't know. Are we actually really the strongest, or is everyone just junk?
The world, but make no mistake about it.
You know, if you go out and look, there's a video clip from a TV show that I really like called Newsroom.
We will
And it's
act
the
to protect our
opening
country, and we did.
Scene of the show
Yeah.
is basically him saying we are not the greatest country in the world anymore. And he gives a whole bunch of reasons why, and it makes a whole lot of sense. It's really good.
I've seen that clip. It's trash. We are the best country in the world. We are the best country in the world. Every other country is trash. They're all trash. Every last one of them. You got the language police in Canada, the stinking licenses in England, Australia. Don't even get me started with their with them. France, screw those racist bastards still plundering Africa. What you got? Denmark? What? Belgium? What we got?
Territorial aggression.
What do you want me to rip on
Allies are
next?
stepping up, spending more, and doing more.
It says we were number one in
Italy?
only three areas.
By
Number of people
who?
believe
By who?
number
Rated by
of
who?
people who believe that angels are real,
How wrong they are.
and
Never ever been
and defense spending, where we spend more than 28 of the next countries combined. 27 of them are allies.
Yep.
And there was another one, and I can't remember what it was. Really stupid.
Yeah, but you're but like I said, like it's based off of like it's not like those aren't real statistics though. Like this is the only country on the place that has
Fake news.
Yeah,
Fake
it's fake
news, right?
news.
They're
Yeah, it's the
saying.
only United States is the only country in the world that actually has free speech. Everyone else has fake, like the pseudo fake.
We have free
You
speech.
have free speech up until a point in any other country. You actually have free speech here in the United States.
Okay.
What? Yeah. What other country has freedom of speech? Is? Please tell me. Please show me.
Lenny Bruce is probably going to have a word to say with you about free speech.
I'm just saying, like, if anywhere else in the world, this is the best relationship you got it. Anywhere else, Sorry, if you got a license for that free speech, that Bobby will beat
You don't
you
think you
up.
have to have a license for free
Named
speech in the
after
United
late
States?
Iraq War veteran whose story about exposure to toxic burn kits I shared here last
What
year.
about cancel culture?
What about it?
Cancel culture's fake.
Twitter's not real life.
But now you're stealing my bits, Paul.
Yes, I'm agreeing with you.
Join us tonight.
I came here to watch one senile old fuck.
Well, you got more than you bargained for.
Can't wait till
You hit the
Rhinehold
jackpot
goes to
tonight.
Contagious laugh. Your sister's
That's
best
when he starts
friend.
his
Man,
podcast.
when I get tired, I get a little punchy, don't I?
Share the story also
Mhm,
from
it's
millions
funny,
and millions
though.
of Americans and many of you in the audience.
This is kind of like how drunk
Just see me
Rhinehold
after
is.
I've been drinking for a few minutes. That's good.
It spiraled into
I have to do a
addiction.
show. I've had 5
Eventually
shots
death
in the
row
week.
fentanyl over
It's
the-
okay.
I'll be 12 shots in. That'll be good,
Just
right?
20 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Because 12
Died
shots
in
in,
the
it
last
does,
8 years without a
anything's
drug
fair game
sale.
at that point.
There's no worse
Behave
pain.
yourself.
Their family has turned pain to purpose, working to end the stigma and change laws. He told us he wants to start a journey toward American recovery. Doug, we're with you. Fentanyl is killing more than 70,000 Americans a year.
Mm-hmm.
Big,
Well, they're saying southern border.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Or call him a murderer. I don't know.
I don't know.
So let's launch a major surge to stop fentanyl.
He's like, I
production
want this heroin
and sale
pure, and
trafficking.
cures is driven
With more
snow.
drug
It's
detection
like
machines,
when I
inspecting
bang
cargoes,
up in my
stock
office,
pills,
I want to know
and
it's the real shit.
border.
Of course, it's Hunter. The reason why he cares about this fentanyl. Can't risk Hunter.
Well, no, the real reason is that we go back to the old tried and true, right? When cocaine was the big thing, we would have to stop it at the border. We had to close off the border, and we're doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
That's not the issue, but it's a good scapegoat.
The issue is not be able to get cocaine at Costco. That's the issue.
For experimenting and doing running children for profit.
I should be able to get a 10
You know, pretty soon
bag
they're gonna make
cocaine next to my
aerosol
10.
whipped cream illegal. Can't do any whippets anymore.
Rhinehold, are you doing whippets right now?
What?
On the personal data that
Rhinehold's doing
collect on all
whippets. Rhinehold.
Just saying, people find ways to get high. If you take away the good ways to do it, they're going to find worse ways.
Rhinehold's wife hasn't had whipped cream in decades because Rhinehold.
Well, she's had it. It's just been flat.
Yeah.
I got some in the fridge. I could bring it out.
Oh, we know you have some, Rhinehold.
Who served the country.
Goes off air or off camera for 5 minutes, comes back incoherent, whipped cream in
Meanwhile,
beard.
good story. Here's a story. My wife likes to get the Delta 9s, which is legal in the state we live in, barely. And the gummies, right? So she gets them and she takes them. Well, they were out of the kind she likes at the place I get it from, and they were like, "Well, try these instead. See if you like those." And I just saw them. Hey, they're gummies. Cool. I didn't look at them, and they weren't technically psilocybin because that would be illegal, but it's the kind. It's a derivative of it, basically. Yeah. So it wasn't quite the same type of high.
Look,
Heather was like, "All right." Like these.
You got to do more. And fourth, last year, Jill
I mean, she won't know she's in pain.
They make
That's why she takes it.
They make
She
a
doesn't,
Delta.
she doesn't have to take hydrocodone because she's got the Delta 9s that I give her. Now, she might take one or two more than she probably should and gets a little loopy, but
treatable diseases.
It's fine.
what are you going to do?
She stops complaining about whipped cream then. But
so many of us. So many of
but
us
Rhinehold, they make a Delta 9 tea bag that you can get.
joining us.
You mix
Oh, yeah?
that with your regular iced tea, okay? All right. Just make sure you mark that iced tea. You want to be sitting there going like, cut this grass and just be like, what was I doing?
Kindred spirits. He wrote us a
What I
letter
love is that I work for a
about
company
his little
who
daughter, Ava,
is headquartered in a state
and I saw her just before
that
I
has
came over.
legal
She was
marijuana.
just a year old when she was diagnosed
And I still
with
have to
rare kidney disease.
be worried about
cancer.
taking urine tests.
After 26 blood transfusions,
Seems fair.
11 rounds of radiation.
Not that
Is
I've
it
ever,
because-
ever had to take one in 18 years, but I'm just saying.
Right. Like, are they
But
But
worried
one
that you're
time I
going
don't, it's going to
to...
be.
He wrote how in the darkest moments he
Are
felt
they
if she
worried that
goes,
you're going to drive the
I can't
forklift
stay.
into your couch or
Many
something?
of you have been
I
through
would
that
be.
as
I'm not
well.
worried if I'm going to get on a customer
To learn
call
to
and
understand
be
that, like so many of you.
spitting. Nah,
He
it's
read Jill's book
With his
describing
pound
our
cake and
family's
whipped cream
cancer
can.
journey and how we
No,
tried to
there's
steal
stories
moments of
about
joy where we could
engineer
before.
consultants that have done some crazy
For
stuff on
them,
calls
that
that
glimmer of joy was the half smile.
don't need to add
of a
that in
baby
there.
girl. It meant everything. They never gave up hope. Elaine never gave up hope. She turns 4 next month. They just found out Ava's beating the odds, is on her way to being cured of cancer. And she's watching from the White House tonight if she's not asleep already.
You can cry, it's fine. You're okay to cry.
For the lives we
Dude.
can save.
Go for it.
For the lives we can save and the lives we've lost, let this be a truly American moment. It rallies the country and the world together and proves that we
Someone's
can still
Bucky
do
fur.
big things. 20 years ago, under the leadership of President Bush and countless advocates and champions, he undertook a bipartisan effort through PEPFAR to transform the global fight against HIV/AIDS. It's been years. He thought big. He thought large. He moved. I believe we can do the same thing with cancer.
Well, all right. So he's going to.
Let's end cancer as we know it,
Yeah, because if it wasn't for
Okay,
Biden, nobody would be trying to find a cure for cancer right now.
once and for all.
I mean, look how long we've just
Exactly,
ignored the
exactly.
problem.
There's one reason
How
why
many
we've been able to
decades
do
we
all
just
of these
ignore it?
things. Our democracy itself.
Finally glad Biden's in here.
It's the most fundamental.
Does he know
Yeah,
that, like,
get us-
unlike
Correct.
HIV, which is like a virus, like cancer's just a
Without it, nothing
breakdown
is.
of DNA, right?
The last few
He knows
years,
that,
our
right?
democracy's been threatened and attacked.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. He's like, oh, we'll get the cure, the vaccine.
I don't know.
for
Does it
cancer."
say it on the teleprompter that he's reading off of right
And
now?
then just a few months ago,
If not, then probably not.
Okay.
an unhinged, big
Can we
lie
ask Chat GPT how to cure
assailant
cancer?
unleashed
Will it tell us?
political violence, the home of the next speaker.
Yeah, if we're gonna be subservient to AI, let's at least have a cure to cancer for
Well,
us.
the trick is it only affects cellular, information. So if you're not made out of
Is
cells,
the man who bears the scars of that
silicon.
brutal attack.
yeah, the silicon,
But is
just be a
his
robot.
power as strong as the
Flipped
joy
bit
that we get?
caused
Hey,
me to die.
If I could transfer my consciousness into a machine that would live for thousands of years, I'm on it. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. I could see Rhinehold doing that. First one.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Of course, then it'll be like the transporter conundrum where
Let's all speak out.
you're technically dying and then another copy of you is getting made with all your memories, but it's technically not you. Someone's dying every time you get into that transporter.
Well, the really neat thing is that every instant that's happening anyway. So, because the continuity you experience is just an illusion created by your mind, and you have to accept that and move on.
Or not. And don't.
Democracy
Don't have to accept
must not
anything.
be a partisan issue. It's an American issue. Every generation of Americans has faced a moment where they have been called to protect our democracy, defend it, stand up for it. And this is our moment. My fellow Americans, we meet tonight.
And we got to get Rhinehold to watch Ghost in the
One of
Show.
those moments that only a few generations ever face. With the direction,
Did they make an American movie version of that I could watch?
the course of this nation for decades to come. We're not bystanders of history. We're not powerless before the forces that confront us. It's within our power.
You know what he did.
We're facing the test of our time.
All right,
We have to
Rhinehold.
be the nation we've always been at our best.
I knew it was coming.
Optimistic, hopeful, forward-looking.
That's a terrible
A
move.
nation that
We
embraces
just
light over
know.
dark, hope over fear,
Bad Rhinehold. Bad.
The first movie, like the movie, which is the OVA like movie, like people like to watch them go to the show. It's really good. You should watch it.
The only nation in the world built on an idea. The only one.
I think you really would like the philosophy in Standalone Complex.
Other nations are defined by geography, ethnicity. But we're the only nation based on an idea.
Let's find me some Robert Heinlein anime.
Every one of us is created equal in the image of God. A nation that stands as a beacon of the world. A nation in a new age of possibilities. So I've come to fulfill my constitutional obligation to report in the State of the Union. And here's my report. Because the
he said the title of the speech. Oh, credits.
He said this. He said the thing and the thing.
The people of this nation are strong. The State of the Union is strong.
Is it over?
Kind of old.
Are we done?
He did say the thing.
He just moved 3 pages, so who knows what he's doing now.
I know. Who knows?
I'm not new to this place.
But we know.
I stand here tonight, having served as long as about any one of you have ever served here.
Yeah.
And I'm responsible for most of the problems I've
never
mentioned
been
tonight.
more optimistic about our future, about the future of America.
I know I may rag on Trump, and he was only in office for 4 years. Everything is his fault.
America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
Republicans down there, setting precedents of it's okay to yell back at a State of the Union. So we're going to see what happens next time.
I know that's
a Republican
so bad.
president.
That's awful.
Yeah, people said they wanted to be more like
what?
the House of Commons or something like that. That's what our politics should be like.
Do we really want that?
It would be entertaining.
That's true. That is true.
I'd probably watch it more.
Honestly, be good. You move out some of these chairs. You put some mats down. Make it like a BJJ studio. You just snap on someone real quick.
And whenever there's a debt ceiling fight, it's a cage match. We have to,
literal cage fight.
It's a cage fight with a bag of money tied to the top. You got to get the ladder out.
It's a Money in the Bank match. Whoever wins this gets to do the next year's budget.
I don't know, but So what do you? So why did you vote for Brock Lesnar? We want to win.
He literally ran both his hands down her face. Come on, Joe. Just once. Just don't grope people.
Wait, is that Bernie with his net? No, that's not Bernie. Okay. I thought it was for a second.
Wow, Brian. Wow. All right.
Hey, I'm getting old, man.
All right.
You got to give me a minute on that one.
Mute this thing. Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm waiting until he runs up on Bernie.
Oh, you want to keep watching?
Tries to kiss him to his mask.
That's not. Hopefully, won't happen.
There it is.
I will not shame people for wearing a mask if they want to wear one. Let me tell you something though.
Because some people got that
makes
bad
sense, especially in hospitals, doctors' offices. It makes the most sense to use that. It's just to protect yourself. That's all it is. Not just from COVID, but how many fewer colds and flus that people get these days because they've been wearing masks for a while. And the worst place to go is a hospital if you don't want to get infected with something.
Listen, I am pro-life, and that includes virals and microbials. So
they can live all they want to, just not in my body. That would be great.
They have a right to exist.
They can exist, not in my body.
My
body, my rules.
For wearing PPE, but when someone wears PPE incorrectly, they deserve to be shamed.
That's true. Yeah. If you're gonna do it right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, are you touching your mask? You should put a new mask on. Is that mask soiled? I can see it. It's wet. It's ineffective. Throw it out. What? What do you mean you only brought one? Oh no! Oh, you might as well take it off. Just lost all its effectiveness.
You got a cloth one?
Yeah. It lost
that
all
you
its
made out of yarn.
Yeah. We all noticed he's got the K95 one, so that's Chinese made. We all noticed that too. For Bernie. that does look like an American made N95 mask, but it's fine.
Yeah, but he's a socialist. It's cool if he doesn't.
Oh yeah. It's okay. Prefer a socialist over communist because communists aren't people. They don't deserve human rights. It's my hard stance. I'm never going to walk that one back. It is what it is. Can't trust them. Can't trust any of them. Going to start taking my helicopter licenses.
According to the Libertarian Party, they're best friends now as they do the rally. We're best friends with those Marxists.
God. Yeah, those communists don't want war. That's the history of the Communist Party is that they never want war or kill people.
I thought it was neat that they added the COVID deaths to the deaths of from communism. It's like, yes, add it. This is whose fault this is.
Communists like, we don't kill everything. Like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. It's like second nature to you.
Yeah, you don't know how not to kill people.
Plane crashes in the Pacific. Killed them.
Mm-hmm.
You drive too slow, straight to jail. You drive too fast, straight to jail.
Mm-hmm. Going straight to jail, straight to super jail.
You want food? Jail.
Can you imagine communist Paul? Like, he's just sitting here in this like hovel in the gulag. He's just like, I didn't think jail was that bad. I've been here since the time I said like I disagree, but good times.
Feed me and I don't have to work.
They throw me some gruel every couple hours, bucket of water.
Jail and communism is work.
Yeah. Oh, that's by the way, the automatic rice cooker I have does got a porridge setting, so it usually makes porridge for me, so I can wake up and have fresh made porridge.
Yeah, but we
does it have a gruel setting?
No, just porridge. No, right. Upgraded rice cooker is really neat. It's got a timer on it, so like I can set it so I can set the rice cooker as I'm going to bed, and then I can wake up with fresh rice.
Cool. I have an Instapot.
I got one of those too.
It is rice.
Yeah, but
I have a rice cooker, but it's old. It's an old one.
Upgrade your rice cooker.
The correct way to make rice is put it in like a pot, then forget about it as you like go do something else and come back and it's all like burned to the bottom of the pot, and you're like, you know what? I hope you like it crispy.
I tried making sushi a while back, a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I did not succeed very well.
Did you? No. I cheated and used the bazooka. It helps.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way I read the recipe, and they were like, "Oh, put some vinegar in it," and I'm like, "Okay." So, because sushi is technically supposed to be vinegar rice or whatever, I can't stand vinegar. I don't know what they do in the places I go to get sushi, but it doesn't taste like. Well, I think maybe it was too much vinegar or something. I don't know.
Rice wine vinegar or just vinegar or like regular
it was rice wine.
Okay.
No, it was rice wine.
Did you mix it with salt and sugar?
Mm-hmm.
And then did you heat the water up before you did it?
No, I did it with the Instapot.
Make the vinegar water sauce separate and water. Heat the water up. Yeah, heat the water up and then sprinkle that on the rice after it's been cooked.
I'll try that. And because I put it all in at the same time. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Just easy mode it. You just make nigiri. You just take the rice, throw some shrimp on it, then throw like a chunk of wasabi on it and call it a day. That's the easiest one to do.
If I can't get the rice right, then it's not going to be good. That was my problem. I couldn't make the rice. I've got the nigiri and everything.
Also, did you clean your rice very well?
Yeah, you have to clean. Yeah, clean it like 3 or 4 times at least. Yeah, until it was mostly water coming off of it. Yeah.
Do you have the special rice strainer to help strain out the rice?
You have to do that for Asian rice, but when you're cooking a like a risotto, you can't wash it. You'll take off all the starches and stuff you need.
Sorry, I have a tiny little Asian woman in my head that would yell at me if I took unwashed roast.
So there's this one guy I really like who does. He kind of gets into the science of cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned him the other day, I think, and he was showing this one thing where he was showing somebody, an Asian guy, reacting to a woman who didn't wash her rice because she was making an Italian dish, and he was flipping out. He's like, "Why did you wash your rice?" So he was going into, here's why you do and here's why you don't, and when you do and when you don't, and the science behind it and everything, and the husks and the starches and all the stuff on the rice. I'm like, I know more about rice than I ever wanted to know.
That's good. That's good. Zero divergent confirmed.
So it's just funny because he was showing that video of the guy, and he was, you know, the meme of the guy going, like it was that the guy was doing that.
Why you no rush your ass? Yeah. First time I did that, Wah was just looking at me. He was like, "What are you? You told me to make rice." And her son, Min, just sitting there staring at me, laughing because he knew what was going to happen. Set me up. Never been yelled at so much.
I'm glad that
cool
this
rice
was a
maker,
good
like,
state
it
of the
even
boomer.
holds for like 12 hours. This is the good state of the boomer.
State of
So
the
they
boomer.
should change the stream name to State of the Boomer.
Yeah, I mean that was like 90% what he talked about.
Who's that greasy guy? Yeah, like hair was just like mine almost. You figure you'd wash it going to State of the Union.
Why is this dude like? You see that guy like right there staring at the camera? Like he's been like every single shot. He makes it like his effort to get into every single shot. Like
All
you'll
of
see
them
his
do.
cane.
He's got a
He's
re-election
constant.
coming up.
Yeah, that's the thing is they all want the shots of them so they can take the pictures and send them out in mailers. Me with the president.
Look at
I'm out there doing my work for you guys.
No, like literally,
Wrong,
Your voice hurt.
he's walking around getting into every shot he can. That's the crazy thing about it. So is this woman right here that just hangs out.
Well, she's the one that is supposed to be the usher type person. Yeah, she's the usher person.
She's trying to keep everything moving.
Yeah, she did the announcements on the way in of all the people coming in. So
all right, now for the conspiracy. See the fascist symbol in the back there. See the fascist, the bundle of sticks with the accent of the fascist.
What's a bundle of sticks called technically in European terms?
It's the fascist. See the fascist. See it.
It's called a what?
See it. It's the fascist.
well, it starts with
The
an F.
fascists. They're all fascist. And that's not a real flag. Sovereign citizen. Oh,
Backwards, supposed to be this way instead of that way.
All right.
It means we're at war.
So the magic didn't work. And now I'm using nautical laws.
You know, the only time I'd ever run for president is just to do something like this, right? Just to go up there. And it's like, it's the State of the Union. I'm just going to be like, what's the State of the Union? Like, it's okay. Then just leave. You know what I mean? Just like make it like a 3-second. It's okay. Could be better.
It's a Michigana.
Mid.
And walk
mid,
off.
really. And just walk off.
You know, like, hey, like, who wants to go get Taco Bell? Like, yo, you, let's go. Motorcade's ready.
Mm-hmm.
People be like so dumbfounded. They're like, "What? I'm supposed to boo at you. I'm supposed to boo at you. I can't boo at you." It's like, no, I'm just walking out.
Just go up and say, it's Kappa.
It's straight busting for real, no cap. I'm out.
No cap. No cap. Peace.
Speaker goes, that's poggers. Oh, I'm sorry.
We are going to make a law that puts bussy in the national lexicon. It's going to be in every dictionary, Merriam-Webster's, everything.
That will be eventually, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. I'd
They're
fight
adding
for
everything.
that, though. I'd add for that.
When they came out and said that, what was there's a word and then there's a wrong way to say the word with an in front of it. And I can't remember what the word is. What was it?
No.
I'm gonna have to think about this one.
Be careful.
My
Be careful,
brain just
Rhinehold.
but it's when they came out and said that there's no different, that word is okay to say it that way, and I was just like, no, we're done. It's over. There's no more English language anymore. You just ruined it.
Hasn't always been ruined though.
Yeah, American language is not really English. It really should be some other term because it's not English anymore. It's something else, and it's just going to keep getting worse.
Have you heard like a person from England speaking? It's like just the worst, dude. Like the straight word, like glass shattering. It's like, oh my god, like this dude just keeps talking and just gets worse the more he talks. Because you keep like thinking like, oh, like I get that Kate Winslet, like soft spoken English. No, you get like that Cockney and like aggressive, like broken, like whatever comes out of his mouth. It just sounds like orc. He sounds like an orc, and like I hate it. And it's just. They're not a people. Like, let's be real. English people are not people at this point in time. Like, they devolved to some like caveman esque group of people. I guess I can't say people anymore. Things. They are things. Should they go away? Should we start war with England for that reason? Exactly.
Nah. I think honestly, we should we should just buy Scotland. It's their Florida, okay? We should just buy it. I think double Florida wouldn't be that bad.
So all the online like I own this castle and nobility in Scotland now actually comes true. I bought land in Scotland and technically a baron.
I have land.
I just want to go visit Hadrian's Wall and be like, my ancestors one time shit in their own hands and threw it at Roman soldiers, and then they hated us so much for it, they built a wall to keep us out. like these people are not like I fought the Gauls, I fought the Germanics, and they were like, yeah, they're barbarians, but like these people are just straight. These are the worst fucking people I've ever dealt with in my life.
The Scots, the Scottish people.
They're running around naked, throwing shit at our fucking troops. They don't even have weapons. They're just throwing shit and rocks like fucking animals. They built this fucking wall.
Should we fight them? No. They can have what they have.
They dirt their hands in human shit. Like, I'm not fighting the dude. It's disease. That is England before the Vikings and the Normans came there to civilize it.
Yeah, pretty much. Scotland, it's the Florida of Europe, okay? Yeah, it's their Florida.
Isle of Man is just hanging out there.
Scottish, man.
So I think I found what I was looking for.
What, like Florida man?
You can actually use the
Scottish
word,
man.
No, you can use the word literally now to mean figuratively. It's grammatically okay.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That is
according to Merriam-Webster.
Okay. This is literally not okay.
Figuratively, it's literally a problem.
Okay, well, if this is where we've devolved to, I'm gonna.
That's what I'm saying. It's the end of grammar at that point.
No. I mean,
is someone FaceTiming is someone FaceTiming their family while they're there in the chamber?
Paul's like, I'm so tired. I'm about to die.
The usher lady, she's just looking at the camera like, get on with it. She keeps turning to the camera and just going, oh my God, rolling her eyes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Can you make it out of there before?
Get Rhinehold out of here too. Oh, just get Rhinehold out of here too. Get them all out of here.
No, she's hilarious if you watch her for a little bit. She just looks at the camera like, oh, damn it.
Oh, the usher lady, she's just like,
yeah, she's over it so hard.
She's like, man, I know those Depends are fucking soaked by now. Let's go, bro. It's like
you just see her keep glancing at the camera, right into the camera. Like you know, the first rule of acting, you don't look right at the camera. She just does it. It's hilarious to watch.
They just keep touching him. They're like, yeah, touch your Messiah. Touch your Messiah. It's like like that black woman behind him doesn't touch him. He's like, you're no longer black. It sucks it right out of her soul. It's like, no, Joe. No, Joe, not the meme.
He uses it for immortality.
They're all kind of like immortal, like soul-sucking vampires if you think about it. Because it's like all these old people, they're just like all chipper. The old people I know are just angry and like waiting to die. You know what I mean? And it's like these people are just like, all right, I got to get out of here. Go to like my heart transplant with like Peter Thiel. Infuse some like virgin blood. Keep things rocking.
Yeah, well, it goes to show people like there's a long time between 40 and 80, so try to take care of yourself. What? It's a lot of people's like, 40, everything's over with. Nah, man, it's a long time between 40 and 80.
Yeah, but that 40 to 80 stretch is a downhill stretch, not an uphill one. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got to support.
Things start falling off.
That's why you got to support the cryonics industry, so we can just freeze your ass and just replace the old with the new. Like, become one with the machine.
Yeah, I'm all
Look
for
how
it.
she's
Give me
like,
a metal leg,
one more
a metal
row.
arm, cybernetics, neuromancer,
She's gonna get on defense.
cyberpunk.
Look at these two people snuck over. She's gonna get on defense.
That dude's got like some huge hair.
President.
Get on defense. You just let him pass you. No, block him. Yeah.
We made it to the door.
Made it.
Yeah, nobody cares what happens outside that door. So
it's where the deals are made.
Get your fentanyl here.
Just air that room out now.
The house will come to order.
Okay, now where's this anti-war rally at? Let's go see these losers who fucking listen to a pedophile for like 3 hours.
Oh, it's not just a pedophile. It's just a bunch of RT people and Putin apologists, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
Putin's a
so
good guy.
So many quotes. Somebody, Craig Bowen, has been putting together a list. He's got like 4 parts in an essay that he's been putting together about all the different speakers and how horrible they are. It's awesome.
But hey, Ron Paul's going to be there.
Yeah, he's another one of them.
Oh God,
Daniel McAdams has got him all wrapped around Putin's neck.
Why do they hate the Ukrainians? I don't get it. It's just like it's like an anti-war, but you're not at war. You're just like giving them guns, which is like what you do every other fucking week. You know what I mean? The U.S. gives everybody guns every week. Like, how do you think half that shit got there?
See, libertarians used to be all about defending against aggression, and now they're like, well, they were asking for it. They pushed them into this. Ukraine just made it happen. The United States pushed Ukraine right into fucking Russia's face and just made them respond.
Russia's been trying to invade the Ukraine and Poland for like thousands of years, like thousands.
Yeah, and they had them for a long time, and then they lost them, and they're trying to get them back.
Yeah. I don't see the appeal. Like, I guess if you have the waterway, right? That's it.
Well, Ukraine's got like one of the fifth largest economies or something like that, or natural resources. I mean, it's got a bunch of stuff. I mean, without Ukraine, Russia is really kind of a crappy country to live in.
You know what I would do? If I knew that was the case, I would be like, we're going to do a tactic called salt the earth, right? So salt the earth, we're just going to salt like all the farmlands. We're going to burn every building down. You could rule over an empire. We're going to go hang out in Serbia with the Serbs. Easiest way to like just ruin it for them. It's what the Mongolians would do every single time. But no, it's like they're doing the rally, and it's like I was looking at who's there, and it's just like Angela's like, we're gonna have like a podcast today over the State of the Union. It's like, Angela, you're the worst. You're like absolutely the worst.
Yeah, that is correct, sir.
All right, before you guys say something you guys regret here on this live,
I say nothing I regret.
Get all live and punchy. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on this Tuesday nights. This was fun. Because like we didn't do, we will be back. Most of us will be back next Monday. For low key. So, see you.
I'll try to be more low key on low key.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right. And then when we get to on the 20th, we'll try to do our big show. We can talk AI stuff all all night. It'll be fun.
With
All
no
right.
weather balloon talk.
Yep.
Later.
All right, late.
Later.